So last session, you explored a warehouse. You found Renair. He sort of laid down what had occurred at the warehouse, where he and Floon had been sort of jumped as they left a bar. Um, they were then dragged to this warehouse, interrogated separately. Floon was interrogated upstairs in the entryway. Renair was interrogated downstairs. They took Renair's locket, and it was through this specific act of taking his mourning locket with the picture of his dead mother on it that he began to assume and deduce that the rumors of his father stealing a great deal of dragons, supposedly almost 500,000 dragons by the sound of it,
Whoa.
from the city of of um, of Waterdeep, that it could have something to do with this. That this is potentially why he and Floon were grabbed. And then in the midst of this interrogation, there was a scuffle upstairs. It sounded like some people came in. He hid in a closet, and he hasn't seen Floon since until now, because you tracked the location of where the Xanathar Guild members ran off to this sewer. Now you've sort of adventured through the sewers. You found a goblin, did some things by tying him up, shoving him into a crate. You met the individual who had originally attacked another person in a bar back in the Yawning Portal, and they were attempting to hold the door shut. You fought off a poop monster and sort of trapezed your way through the sewers to this point where you saw a strange sort of cephalopod-looking humanoid figure who walked away and left Groomshar to deal with you himself. You fought Groomshar, two of you went down, and you find yourselves in this room with Floon Blagmar looking up at you, a pitiful whimper on his face, bedraggled, sort of beaten, roughed up, but alive and okay for the most part. Aerith, you saved both Alistair and Renair with Spare the Dying.
Yep.
And now you find yourselves slightly stronger, but two of you worse for wear in this lit chamber. What would you like to do?
Lit.
So does that mean spare the dying? Does that mean that the two of them are like stable at 1 HP, or how does that work exactly?
Stable and unconscious, I believe.
So it just like prevents them from
I
falling.
don't think we're 1 HP. I think we're 0 HP still. But I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't know how it works.
That's exactly right. So you guys don't have to make any more death saving throws, and if everyone was to wait either for a short rest or a long rest, and I'm pretty sure Alistair, you can't do a short rest. Well, actually, Alistair, you could do a short rest because you now have that extra hit die.
I do. I get another one for another level. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you guys wanted to just like take a short rest here and like look around the room and that sort of thing, you could absolutely do so. You could also take a long rest in the sewers. It's up to you.
Let's do that. I also see a desk over here in the corner.
We should.
That we should
I'd say we short rest, boys, and just to get out of the sewer and get us both up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That will also
Okay.
recover one of my spells.
Can we count the short rest as like we rest while we investigate the room?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's
Okay.
totally fine.
Can
That thing
Victor?
we saw was a mind flare, by the way, too, boys.
I mean, I really want to
Spoilers.
reset my
Spoilers.
stuff for
Alright,
the long rest.
Yeah.
Because like
Um,
I'm out of rage and I'm out of relentless
early on.
endurance.
I'm willing to.
I don't really know what a long rest
willing to
means
long-
besides resetting my
you-
stuff.
It resets
Long rest,
everything
like it
and
like
gives you health.
pushes like the day forward
needed-
essentially. You need like 12 hours. So if it's noon
Yeah.
now and we long rested, we'd be like getting up at like midnight, unless we
We
slept
wanna-
all the way through the morning.
We want to wait till we're ready to like go to bed before we long rest, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
you-
a bunch of beds in the other room. We can all just take a nap.
That's what I mean. Short rest is like 30 minutes to an hour, so it's less time.
And some of your stuff might come back. Like some abilities come back on a short rest. I don't know if any of yours do.
No, I might only come back on long rests.
Yeah.
I think we're everyone seems to be in agreement though. Short rest over long rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Short rest.
Victor
rest.
Victor did his action surge or his second win right before the short rest and got his HP back.
I mean, is there any reason to stay down here?
Yes, I think so.
Well, we saw the creature go into
Yeah,
the other room.
I feel like there's still several reasons to stay down here.
Yeah, but like
think-
technically that's not our business. But if we're interested in it,
If anything, we should move out of this particular room, but Just like fall back to the bedroom maybe, and then short rest there.
I don't know. I think we should short rest. Either way, Zeusner, I'm gonna stay in this room for the short rest because I want to investigate all this shit that was going on that we interrupted.
All right, screw it. We'll do it right here.
Okay. So for those of you who would like to investigate the room, go ahead and roll investigation checks. For those of you who would like to do something else, please declare it. Alistair, please roll the die for your short rest. Everyone else do the same if you need to.
All right, so click short rest.
Yep. And then you can choose how many like hit die that you want to use.
How
So,
do I
like,
do that?
like under when you pull it up, it should say like recover and then like.
So
reset
I got
load.
8 HP back then.
Do I
keep
just
the,
roll-
So
do
like
I-
at the bottom, it should say like barbarian hit die 1 whatever blah blah.
Yeah, so I can
It's
roll
2
two. Why,
boxes.
why wouldn't I roll 2?
If you
We
roll
wanted to
2,
save
that
'em
means
for
if we
another
short
short
rest
rest.
again before the next long rest, you won't have any more hit die to use. So you basically you
Oh.
want to use like the lowest that you think you can get away with.
So, but what's your health at?
I'm at
Okay.
11 of 25.
Just do both.
I'd say just do
We're gonna-
1.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
I
was
feel
gonna
like
say
this
we're
is
gonna
going to be our
walk
last short rest for the day before we long rest.
So use them both.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Heal up.
All right.
Go big. Get back to max HP.
How do I roll? Take short rest. How do I confirm? Okay. Do I have to roll? Do I
Let me
have to-
show you.
Yeah, let's see it.
I'm taking a field trip over.
Okay.
I just pooped in here though.
You did it?
Harry's looking
Yes,
for a
I did
spell
this.
book.
I take short rest. Confirm.
Check this out. But you have
I'm
both.
glad you rolled high, Harry, because I rolled a 7
seriously.
for my investigation.
Okay, well then just do this. 212.
Okay, so the desk in particular, Harold,
So that plus.
um,
11.
you find on the desk a
4.
few
Or no.
strange
6.
notes,
Because you do
and they seem to
this for
be
each dice.
reports on individuals' comings and goings, but all of the individuals are just referred to with initials. So you can see there's like D.M. There is XT, and it just says like from hideout to something, and it seems to be some sort of potential report for the Xanathar Guild. In regards to the walls, so there are several bookshelves here. None of the books in particular seem to be all that interesting looking. That being said, Groomshar did have a spell book,
Ooh.
and so I will give you a spell book.
Nice.
Harry
Ooh,
grabs
Also,
it.
I'm detecting magic while I'm.
Okay.
I guess sorry. So does this mean can I basically just have detect magic up at all times now? I can cast it at will without expending a spell slot.
Might
Oh
still like.
shit! Seriously?
Yeah.
That's pretty
Okay,
crazy.
yeah, that's amazing. So
guess-
magically,
So
there
that means I
are.
can always detect magic and I can always speak with animals. Nice.
Let me see. There's actually no magic unless somebody has magic on them within the room itself. But Zeusanu, as you go over to the desk as well, you see that behind the chair is a chest.
I examine the chest for a trap.
Go ahead and just roll an investigation check.
Did I have to wait until this is over? Because I was out cold.
That's what I
Yeah,
was going
just for a
off of.
little bit.
All right, that's cool.
Because
I don't know about the
would've done
chest
much
then.
better.
Zeusanu, you don't believe it's trapped?
All right, I'm gonna trust my 7. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna open it.
Okay. Inside, it's unlocked. It's not trapped, and you find 2 small vials of red gold liquid that you recognize immediately as potions of healing. And you find a bag of coins, inside which are 16 gold pieces, 82 silver pieces,
Rich.
and quite a bit of copper. And it comes out to 250 pieces of copper.
How much copper do you need to get a silver?
It's a 10, 10, 10 sort of deal. So
Okay.
10
Click
copper
on,
to silver.
If you click on currency in your inventory, it tells you all like the the rates of exchange.
Pretty simple.
Oh, I see. I see.
Like the decimal system, just 10 and up.
I don't. Neither of us have identify yet. I guess I'll just. I wouldn't have recognized the potions, would I?
I mean, yeah, you would have. Just as an adventurer, you would automatically recognize the potions of healing.
Oh, all right. You already said that.
How convenient, Harry would say. He'd say, go give some to our friend Alistair.
Right. So I'm gonna grab the potions. I'm gonna go walk over to Alistair and be like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing down there?"
I'm out cold still. But don't feed Alistair that potion. Save that.
Just kind of like poke him with my flipper.
You hear him grunt.
I think he'll be okay, boys. He's sleeping. He'll be able to walk.
Volknar walks over to Alistair and gives him a couple slaps in the face, trying to wake him up.
He actually stirs a little bit, and like, maybe you have 1 HP at this point, Alistair.
Okay. Alistair gets up, and you hear, and he's like, "Holy shit!" and coughs, and smoke comes out. It's like cartoons.
It's like, bro, you really got hit by that fire spell. Look tough.
Holy shit, that one was hot.
Yikes!
I think the tips of your ears are still on fire, Alistair.
Yeah, they're a bit singed. He goes to
Harry
touch
would
him.
walk over and kneel down and put his hand on Alice's shoulder and whisper or kind of talk quietly to him and say, "Don't ever do that to me again. You leave
What?
me with this gang."
I'm gonna move you over here for this intimate exchange.
Volknar looks
Go
at
on.
Victor and is just like,
Yeah,
these
I'd look-
sweet
I go,
nothings.
Don't ever do that to me again. And look up like around at the group and then even quieter say, don't go dying on me and leaving me with this group of characters.
Gives you
Alistair
cracks.
chuckles and then slaps him on the back. It's like, "I'll plan on leaving soon, mate. Plan to be around for a bit longer."
Good boy, rest up. Get some health back. I'm gonna go investigate the rest of this room.
Alistair begins to think to himself that he's in over his head.
Yeah.
Alright, so what's up with like the door that the tentacle face guy went through?
That is a double door. It is currently closed, just a thick stone door. Or thick wooden door, excuse me. But it does not appear locked.
I'll take a little closer look at it.
So like
See if I see any kind of like opening mechanism or what have you.
basically from my perspective, I only saw like a glimpse of the guy who blasted me and then the spooky tentacle monster, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And the guy that blasted you is now dead on the ground near Flu.
All right. Well, Alistair's gonna take a look at that guy.
Okay, so the door, it just looks like it pushes inwards. In regards to Groomshar, the dead half-orc,
Alistair's looking for like markings or anything like that.
oh, he's got a Xanathar tattoo.
Okay. All right.
Besides that, nothing in particular on him.
Alistair spits on the ground and wipes his mouth, and then goes over to see what's caught everybody else's eye over here.
What do you make of this door, elf boy? That weird tentacle face freak went through this weird trick door. I can't see anything to open it. But I'm a bird. And I'm not usually used to using doors, so I figured maybe bring one of my buddies over.
I don't use doors, I fly.
He comes over and says, "From my experience, 2 doors are harder to open than 1."
Seriously, writes that down.
Volknar wants to know if you can fly over the door.
I jump up to try to fly over the door and I smack my head on the ceiling. Fall back down, rub my head. Volknar, I tried. It's not an illusion.
Damn.
This stone is not an illusion.
Alistair whips out his I don't even know what you call it. Just like one of the tools from his thieves kit, and tries to size up the door and give it a good look and see if he thinks he could maybe pick the lock.
Yeah, go for it. Go
It's
ahead and do
not
an
even
investigation
locked.
check.
We don't even know if it's locked yet.
I'm pretty sure he said it wasn't locked.
Oh
It
no.
doesn't
I said
appear
it does not
locked.
appear locked. Yeah,
Oh.
so go ahead and give an investigation check on it.
Oh. Okay.
That's a very different thing.
Investigation. I thought we were stopping because it was locked. Wasn't paying
So
attention.
the door is definitely closed, and Alistair, as you slip some tools around the cracks of the door, you do hit a spot in the bottom where you suspect the door is spiked into the floor. So not like it's like one of those like big metal doors, how you can like push down a thing and
Yeah.
yeah. So you suspect that you could sort of like slip something through the cracks and open it up with your tools if you wanted to.
Alistair looks around to the boys and is like, "This is pretty sophisticated lock here." He's like, "Whatever's behind this is really trying to keep us out, but I could probably get it open if we want to." He looks around to the boys.
Volkner's like, yeah, man, we got both of these motherfuckers here. We did our job. Let's just go back to the yawning portal, collect our loot, collect our reward, and get rid of these guys.
Yeah, Victor's just been staring at them.
Then after you say that, he looks around. He's like, "Oh, speaking of, was there any loot here?" And he looks around to the room.
Just some gold, some potions, and I think Harry found a new fancy book.
All right. Well, I guess we know where this place is.
Yeah, we can always come back, lads.
Just for
Um,
clarification as well, there are three doors in this room. Sorry, I'm
Oh.
realizing now that the fog is not working well. So let me fix this for you guys so you can see a little better here.
Other doors.
Yeah, or other entryways here in this room.
The thing I'm thinking of
Harry
is
would
like,
investigate this west wall.
Can we talk to the other hombre? That's not Renair, and see what he has to say.
Of course. As long as he's not down, right?
No, Floon and Renair are both up at this point. Renair is a little worse for wear in regards to having taken the burning hands in the face. That said, they have been quietly conversing with one another, and you can hear the words, Volo sent them, and I came with them to find you. And Floon is like grabbing his arm, being like, thank you, friend. I cannot thank you enough for such a thankless task. They're just like talking to each other a little bit. And they finally look at you all, and Floon addresses you all, saying, "Thank you so much. How do we get out of here?"
There's a way back through the passageway, and I like point with my claw to it. We'll be probably taking it shortly, but we'd like to inquire more about the room.
Well, Volkner wants to know like why they took him in the first place. So he asks, I don't know, Flume.
And Floon doesn't really actually know. They kept asking him about the Stone of Galore, and he said he'd never heard of it in his life. He swears on that. Grimshar didn't really believe him. He kept like punching him with his fire fists. And Renair at this sort of like calms him, and he says, I think I have an idea of what they meant to be about, and I don't think it has anything to do with you, my friend.
So it was a mix-up.
And Renair's nodding. I suspect as much.
well, then what was it about? If you know what they were looking for.
Well, I assume that it has to do with this Stone of Galore, which I believe I'd seen once in my father's possession. So therefore, my assumptions are entirely that it has to do with my father's supposed theft from Waterdeep itself. You see, I haven't seen him in some time now, about a year or two. We've had a falling out. But there have been rumors for 6 months or more that he swindled 500,000 dragons or so from the city.
Oh, that's a big chunk of coin.
We need to find that stone of galore. Who has it?
It's a
Where your
quest.
father keeps it.
I truly have no idea. Though if the Xanathar Guild and the Zentarims are fighting each other over it, frankly, I don't wish to become involved so much in that sort of thing. I might speak to certain associates of mine of these events, however.
Do you have any way of contacting your father, or any way that we might contact your father?
He sort of gives like a short, hollow laugh at this and says, "No, like I said, I cut off contact with my father a while ago. He's a bit of a bastard. And, well, I mean, clearly so if he stole from Waterdeep, the grandest city on the Sword Coast, and, um, he's been in Neverwinter ever since. I don't know if I would be willing to reach out, but we could send some missives, especially if he knows that my morning locket's been taken. Whatever they took from it, he should know of that, so maybe you're right."
Might be worth reaching out to him just to, get some feelers out there, see if we can get some more information about what's going on.
Don't hate the idea, now that you suggest it, even though I don't really wish to speak to him.
There's 3 extra rooms, right?
Indeed.
Yes, yeah. So there were effectively two jail cells, and they are currently barred shut. But Groomshire had the keys on his belt, so you could open them with ease. Um, just looking in from your vantage points on the outside, they just appear to be pretty piss poor little jail cells. There's a bucket for filth. Otherwise, they are smelly and disgusting.
Is there a
Not
loose...
going in there.
Ooh, I was gonna say, is there a loose pair of manacles, but I already have one in my inventory for some reason.
Okay.
Cuffs
so I got
come included.
feather bottoms into some weird shit.
Yeah.
But Alistair, I was thinking before we leave, we might want to pop that door open just to, make sure that it's an escape route and he's not like hiding all of his treasures on the other side of that door. Just take a peek,
he
and then we'll go back
exactly?
to the yawning portal. I would
Who's
feel
he
bad if
exactly?
we didn't at least look.
Volkner's gonna get on the other side of this door over here. He's gonna hide over here just in case something busts through that door.
Alistair's asking who's on the other side of this door because he's not even sure.
There's a big
That
tentacle monster.
yeah, this is the door the tentacle monster escaped through.
Wasn't he
That's why-
holding a human head or something?
He's holding some kind of head.
Are you sure that's wise for us to try to chase him?
Oh, I don't want to chase him. I just want to, confirm this is an escape route and it's not like his private chambers where the escape route is. Because if it's his private chambers and the escape route's in there, he might have some good stuff that we might want to take with us.
My cousin seems to be curious.
But if it's just a tunnel, we can just open it up and we can bounce.
All right. Let's see what I can do.
If you use something in your inventory, do you lose it?
Yes. Usually.
It depends what it is.
Well,
Like-
I have rope. Like, I'm just saying, if we can't get this door open, I might try to use a rope to try to pull it open or something. We can all get behind
Rope's
the rope.
reusable.
Okay.
I mean, assuming you don't whatever.
Burn
depending on
it
what you
or
do.
something.
Burn it or break it or something. But yeah.
Yep.
Well-
And then I just got a shorter rope.
Alistair is gonna try to open the doors, I guess, but
Okay.
he doesn't want to enter. He just wants to open them and jump out of the way.
Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check for that, and then roll a dexterity saving throw as well.
Ah. All right. Well, first one good.
Pretty good.
Hopefully good.
Hopefully the
So,
deck save is just for how acrobatically you leap back.
Pretty
No.
much.
I'm probably gonna
Um,
go down again.
So you successfully open the door without issue, and on top of it, jump out of the way as the doors sort of fall open in front of you because they're pushed open. Sorry, I just have to. Computer's kind of freaking out for 2 seconds. Give me literally 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
Word.
Okay.
Also, I have 2 healing potions now. I'm thinking I'm like a ranged fighter. I probably don't really need it. But also, me and Aerith have wings, so we could bring them to people easier.
Well, you also have Mage Hand, right?
I do have mage hand, you're right.
I'll have Mage Hand eventually, most likely, depending on if
Yeah,
I
mean,
look
the
at other
people that
rogue
need potions shouldn't have the
subclasses.
potions.
just on my phone temporarily. My computer's rebooting. So the door swings open in front of you, and you receive the epic scene. It is a simple stone chamber, about 20 by 20 feet, and in the center is a stone arch. There are several rooms leading outside of this area, specifically sort of away from the central area, sort of just like tunnel rooms off of this. But in regards to the central arch, you can see through the arch into another location. And if
No.
Oh,
Like a
you
portal?
you guys wanted to walk away. You guys wanted to just walk away.
Man, I just want my long rest. I just want my stuff back.
Alistair immediately recognizes the portal, but doesn't say anything to the group.
I'd walk into the room and I would like toss a pebble or something at the portal
Okay.
to see what happens.
So as you walk into the room, the individuals on the other side of the portal turn and see you. And I will show you an image of what you see once my computer's back up. But it is effectively into another larger room that is similar but ornately decorated. In this room, you see the cephalopod humanoid who had left the room with Groomshar, and he is turning to look at you in surprise. There are several other individuals, some sort of tiefling, some sort of human, and then dominating the center of your view through this portal is none other than a massive floating 8 foot by 8 foot Xanathar himself. So the figure, the tattoo that you have seen on these creatures or these humans who you have been fighting is looking back at you. A giant eye, 3 feet in radius, like a 3 foot diameter eye, many different.
I cast
Maybe
firebolt at it.
that
No,
way.
no, I don't. So I immediately crap my pants. I turn around. I walk very briskly out of the room. I grab Alistair. I grab Harry, and I grab everyone. I'm like, "We gotta go, guys. Gotta go. Let's all get out of here.
And as
They're on to us. There's
you
a
begin to
giant
do that,
god looking through that thing at us. We gotta go, boys."
and as that happens, at the same
Gulp.
time, there is screaming by the Xanathar, and the eye rays begin to fire. And instead of striking out at you, they strike the side of the arch, and the portal collapses. And it goes dull.
Did
And in the
anyone else
center
see
of
that?
this room,
Yeah, Volker's peeking. He sees it.
Yeah, Alistair was watching that whole scene unfold.
Yes, I saw the Xanathar looking at us.
I could have taken it.
You're the one who wanted to leave,
Took one look at me and it just ran away.
you pigeon.
I'm a duck.
I thought you were a
Pigeon.
penguin.
Penguins can't fly. It was a really hard decision.
and so just to be clear, this was the scene that you saw. You guys see that?
I see what.
Oh, the giant like beholder looking thing.
Yeah.
Oh, is it in the Discord?
Yeah, he's streaming. You gotta go to like his stream live thing.
Okay.
That's
Oh.
sick.
Yeah, that would have frightened me.
So
what we
that
saw
that's
through the
the that's
portal?
the scene.
This is what you saw through the portal. That's correct.
Oh,
And
I
so
wanted to
And
go
it's in a tavern?
through.
it seemed to be some sort of chamber, and you can see here that it's stoneworked. There are many different individuals examining what were probably magical items or ornate-looking things on a table in front of the Xanathar. Exotic foods, wine, fruit, cheese, bread, whatever spread out in front of him. And then as he turned, and as they sort of turned to see that you were looking through, that's when he blasted the portal with his eye stalks.
He would be disappointed he couldn't dive through.
Is there anything else in the room?
So in this room in particular, there really isn't too much else. There are two doors, and so there's a door to the north, a door to the west, and there is a chamber to the northwest as well. and I will show you some of that.
I don't sense any magic coming from like the portal pieces.
Not anymore. Whatever magic existed to it might have just been zapped away by the Xanathar.
I was hoping there was like a crystal keystone or something I could steal.
Not in particular at this point, no. So there's 4 doors in total, 2 up here in the northwest.
Well, let's clear these rooms out, boys. Who wants to go first?
I open this door over here on the west side of the room. Where is that?
Sure.
Elster waits in the doorway, playing with his dagger.
So entering this room, it's another sort of cordoned off jail cell, manacles on the floor.
Boring.
And
I think I search it anyway.
Oh, you always search it anyways.
go ahead and do an investigation check. See if there's anything of interest.
Oh, a 2. Sweet.
Yeah, nope, nothing of interest.
I seem to lose track of the bed during my investigation. I lose it.
Gotcha.
All right, Harry tries to open the door to the west of the northwest.
Okay, it opens, and it opens to what is a secret passage, because you can tell at the end that there's some sort of space that you would be able to push open into the sewer beyond.
All right, I'd open this door.
Okay. And in this room is a goblin who looks to have died. So there's a goblin here, and you can see that he's actually looking through what should be some sort of peephole into the sewer that you walked through at one point in time. But he's dead on the ground. It looks like he probably just died naturally. It's not fully clear.
Is he an old goblin?
You're not sure you can tell.
Yeah, how's your goblinology?
I
All
don't
right,
know.
well, Harry would yell back into the room that the rest of the group is in and say, "Boys, I found something curious," and then he would go in and investigate.
Okay, go ahead and roll either a medicine check or an investigation check if you're just checking out the room.
Yeah, I would do the room.
Okay.
I wouldn't feel.
I'll do a medicine check on the goblin.
I got an 8
Okay.
for the room.
I mean, this room is pretty devoid of anything. The crate is empty. The food has rotted on the plate that is on the table. There's some sort of sleeping nest on the ground that's filled with both straw, moldy, ratty blankets. Not much. In terms of the medicine check, you think that this goblin was killed in a strange way. You think that this goblin had something stuck to its head and then died by some sort of thing being pulled out through its nostrils, maybe? There's a bit of like dried blood, but there are strange marks on the inside of the goblin's nostrils around where the dried blood is, as well as strange marks on the back of the head.
Okay.
His brain sucked out.
The brain slugged. So I wonder if this goblin knows the other goblin that we spared.
They're just food for whatever's eating them, apparently.
Do
Well,
mind flayers eat brains?
Volknar wants to go get the other goblin. Let's show the goblin what happened.
It's dark.
That's fucked up.
I guess. Well, I guess maybe not so much. You can go get the goblin to ask him what happened to this goblin.
Or does anyone want to come
if
with me?
If Alistair can see the secret hallway, he would be interested in that.
Yeah. In regards to the secret hallway, it just goes to what is a set of fake bricks, essentially. And so you could move them aside, or like bricks that have not been mortared up fully. So you could move them aside and climb out into the sewer if you wanted.
Yeah. I think we're doing that.
Should we
Right,
check
Harry,
if
does that
the-
seem like a good idea, Harry?
Should we check the rest of the room, see if we find more goblins?
Yeah, I still got a room I gotta search. Here, I'll open up. I'll search this room while you go get the goblin.
I was gonna say, there's a big enough group of us. We can kind of sort
But
of
isn't
split
this
up.
where we started?
No,
That's the way we came in.
no.
No?
I don't think so.
It kind of looks like it, but it might be like
Oh, it
all
might
of
be. Yeah,
this is
actually.
all
Well,
of
I
this
thought
is
when
kind of
he was
overlapping.
describing it
So
to
who
us,
knows?
I thought he said,
Like there might be a.
to the
Oops, sorry.
sewer that we came in or something.
Didn't mean to put that there.
It is the same sewer that you came in from, but you technically came from this direction.
Okay.
Is this like a wall right here?
Ye-
And are
Yep.
we like in between? So we can't see.
Yes.
Okay, so we can't see on the other side. Casual.
I think there's like a spot here that we can, or
There's a little
that's
little nook here we can
You
go
can
in.
see here.
right
So
into the
the
sewer.
secret the secret chamber like goes right here.
Yeah, alright.
And this is a peephole out
Oh, that's
into the
the
sewer.
people. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay back with Zuzu, and while he opens this door and checks the room, because we still know that tentacle-looking guy could be nearby.
Oh, that
Gotcha.
guy really fucked that portal up. But I appreciate the company.
It's just another empty room from what you can tell, either sleeping quarters or jail cell. Probably sleeping quarters considering the lack of bars here.
I want to look under the mattress.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Always got to check under the mattress. 21.
You find 3 silver pieces.
Hell yeah.
Otherwise, the room is pretty devoid of anything.
All right. I think this place is a sewer.
Oh, is there anything going on in the secret chamber? Or is
You know
Is
what
that it?
Harry would do at least once would be to look out the peephole and see if, like, specifically, I don't know, try to figure out why this location would be.
we could see people coming
Peephole
because
worthy.
the entrance is right there.
Yeah, but so they saw us coming. I guess?
Well,
So
no one was watching it.
Right.
the entrance was here, right?
Yeah.
There's a goblin here. There was a peephole here. And then there's a dead goblin on this side with a peephole here. Mind you, this goblin over here had been sleeping.
All right, Vulcan's gonna go get the goblin
Okay.
because he knows that Zuzu's fine in that other room.
Okay. You push your way through the bricks and step down into the sewer, through the water, up over into the other section, and you go grab the goblin and you carry him back through.
Okay. Do I need a strength check to throw him on my shoulder or something, or are we good?
No, you're strong enough to just be able to do that if you want to.
You carry him like a handbag.
Okay.
And you want to do what with him?
I want to be like, I want to ask him if he knows this goblin.
He lets out a cry and he goes, "Oh, Wart!" And he like starts crying.
Who speaks goblin here? Was
Me.
it okay?
But also, it sounds like these guys speak common as well.
I mean, he's just sobbing at this point.
Can we ask some questions about this goblin? Like, who is this?
We're interested in this goblin personal life.
Did he have a favorite game? Did he love?
You're just rubbing this in. You're rubbing in the
he's
death
just like
in his
sitting there.
face. My God.
It's like, what can you tell me about this? Who did this to him? What did this to him?
Little one, do you know who might have done this?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check, Aerith, and I'll give you advantage because Volknar is kind of helping you.
Okay. I'm not very good at this, but I'll do it. 8.
Yeah, you can't get beyond his like immediate grief that is consuming him. So he sort of just ignores you, and he's sort of like, he's still tied up, mind you, or still, he's still in the blanket rug. And so he's just like slumped against the wall, swaddled in this thing. But he's like sobbing.
That is a very sad scene to imagine.
Right?
Poor guy.
Like,
At
were
least
they
we didn't
friends?
do
Were
it.
they lovers? Were they family? We don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
If,
thinking maybe we take this guy as a hostage, bring him back with us.
Put him out of his
answer
misery so
questions.
he can join his friend.
No, don't kill him.
Right. Um,
I vote we take him
You
back.
weren't there for our last campaign.
Right? Where's Lord Kensington when you need him? We need gratuitous murder.
We might as well just put him back in the barrel. Or not barrel, it was the box.
I don't know. I still vote we bring him back with us to answer questions.
I kind of want to chop off the goblin's head
Oh.
and give it to him as a souvenir, just like you remember your friend.
No.
I don't know how the
That's
group.
freakish.
I don't know how
That's
the
a
group
little
would react to
strange.
that.
No, I do not think that's a good idea.
Alistair's
Yeah.
just back here looking in the secret room while all this is going on.
Okay. It's just empty, frankly. Volknar walked through the wall of the secret chamber here to exit it, but otherwise, like, there's just nothing in this area.
Well, then Alistair would yell out, "We can leave this way, boys!" To the rest of the group.
Screw that. Let's get out of here.
Move.
Yes.
We're gonna
Let's
bring
do
Goblin
the
with us.
Victor's
Follow
Victor.
All right.
Victor
Volkmar's
shove.
gonna-
Victor hears a faint noise and starts shoving them in the direction of the noise.
Gotcha.
And Volkmar's gonna bring the goblin with him wherever he goes.
Okay. So you're going to pick up the goblin in the swaddled rug, and the lot of you leave the sewers together. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop Volknar real quick though, and I'm gonna help him tie the goblin onto his back, facing away from him, so that he doesn't have
Like
to.
a baby Bjorn.
Yeah, like a baby, like a baby Bjorn. So that way his hands are free.
Can you put him on the front of him, front facing?
So that if he gets hit, he doesn't
That'd be
take damage.
cute.
Like in The Hangover.
Like Carlos, yeah. My name is Carlos.
All right. So you successfully tie this swaddled goblin to Volknar's back. His head sticks up a little bit above Volknar, so there's going to be random times where he bumps his head as Volknar moves through the tunnels. But it's not like bad. It's just like annoying, and his crying is still going on. So like once or twice, maybe Volknar, and this is up to you. You might actually accidentally bump a little harder. Regardless, the lot of you begin to leave the sewers behind. You sort of tromp through the sludge and the slime and the sewage, and you return to the entrance that you came in through. You climb up the ladder, close the grate behind you, and you can begin to see in the distance the ever so slight beginnings of what is clearly a sunrise somewhere over the city of Waterdeep.
Oh,
Where would you like to go, and what would you like to do?
So we,
Go to
Collect
the
our,
Yawning Portal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, head back to the inn.
Back to HQ to collect our bounty. And
And go to bed.
and take a long rest.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
a sunset or a sunrise?
sunrise, it sounded like.
Sunrise. Sorry if I
Okay,
said
so
sunset.
it's the morning.
Oh, it's morning. Yeah.
yes.
What? Wait, it's morning. Oh, so that means Zionic. Is it open?
Well, it is to you since you've been working and sort of living there.
Right, but
all
we
have
need
keys.
specifically we need to find what that guy with the weird name.
Volo.
Let's
Yeah,
go
we
ask
need
our
to find
boss.
Volo. So where would Harry think that Volo would be to
I'll just
at
wait
the
until,
portal?
wait
He
till a
comes back.
couple hours, yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
like,
but
you
he's
know,
like a
enough
random
hours for a
dude,
long
right?
rest.
Sure we have a way of finding him. I'm sure like the guy who owns the Yawning Portal can tell us where he is just once he's awake.
Yeah, we'll figure it
Alright,
out.
let's go.
Okay. It takes you about 30 to 45 minutes. You trapeze through the city. It's quiet. It's peaceful, and there's a certain serenity and beauty to the city as you move through it. And you return to the Yawning Portal. Harry, you're able to lead the way quite effectively at this point. The memories of the city are returning to you after your time with the army.
Do we pass the purple place?
You do not pass Old Zoblob's shop at this point in time.
Alright.
That it would be in the dock ward. But you return to the yawning portal without issue. One or two of the night watch kind of gives you a strange look, seeing a goblin sobbing, tied onto the shoulders of a large half-orc figure. The lot of you are covered in grime, sewage, muck, some of you blood, some of you clearly have been heavily burned. But considering the fact that you have two nobles with you, and the nobles appear quite cheery, the guard pass along the way and don't want to. Frankly, it's the end of their shift. They don't want to fuck with a bunch of adventurers at this point, and so they move along. You enter the yawning portal, and Volo and Durnan are actually still sitting there. And funny enough, they are halfway through what is clearly a strong bottle of liquor. And Durnan says, and then I flew up and I cut off that fucking giant's head. And Volo just starts to laugh, pounding his fist on the table. And you can see that the two of them look up at you, bloodshot eyes, in nothing but complete surprise, shock, and confusion. And it's in that order because they're surprised to see you so quickly, shocked to see Floon and Renair, and nothing but confusion etched on their faces as their eyes pass across Volknar, goblin in tow.
Yeah, we bring goblins with us.
Found a friend.
It's kind of our new thing.
Alistair just looks to both of them and says, have a long night, had we? And just gives them a grin.
And they're kind of like, not as long as it looks like you've had. And they're sitting at
Harry-
the table that you guys
Harry pushes Floon like towards them, as if producing him.
Gotcha. And so Floon steps forth, and at this Volo like jumps up and shouts like, "Floon, you're alive!" And he's clearly quite thrilled to see that his friend is okay. In regards to Renair, he comes along rather sheepishly, joining you all at the table. If I can just find, here we go. Renair and Floon. And so they go over to the table as well to join everybody.
Harry sits at the opposite head of the table.
Oh, I still got my old token. Oh yeah.
I would sit down and immediately pour myself a drink.
That's more than acceptable. And Durnan actually runs over and grabs like a bunch of glasses and begins like filling pints, bringing over drinks, shot glasses, whatever is going to be needed, and you guys can have whatever you would like at this point.
Alistair's leaning back with his feet on the table.
A bird is thirsty.
I'm gonna take the goblin off my back and just put him in the middle of the table.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't put that thing on the table while we're eating. Put him underneath, where he's not gonna get our food dirty.
I'll hold him in my lap. I'll watch after him.
Can I? I want to feed the goblin some beer.
Okay. You do so clumsily, and it's through like muffled sobs at this point, but he seems oddly grateful.
Nice.
Also,
If you want
now that
milk.
this goblin is our pet, maybe we should start conditioning him to be like our pet. Maybe we let him out of this and tell him like, you behave yourself, you live, you try anything funny, and Volknar chops your head off.
Alistair looks over sharply and says, "Don't let him out there without a leash."
Wait, can I use my rope and tie it to his neck to hold him around like a leash?
Yeah, you do so.
I'll let him know.
I'm gonna reach in my bag and toss my manacles over to Volknar, just in case you need them.
What are manacles?
Handcuffs.
Oh, okay. Well, can I talk to my goblin? I'm just like, yo, man, I'll get you out of this blanket, but you gotta be cool.
He actually understands you, and he nods.
Okay.
I want to ask the goblin if he speaks common.
A little.
Beautiful.
Aerith is gonna have to give him common lessons.
Yep.
He kind of looks at you all, and he goes, "Please don't kill Lee like you did Wart."
We did not kill him.
That
Did
wasn't us,
not
mate.
do such thing.
Alistair looks over and is like, "Believe it or not, that wasn't us, mate."
And he kind of looks at you incredulously. Go ahead and roll persuasion at advantage.
Oh, let me do it.
No, me.
All right. I opened the chest for you.
Well, that's 19 it is.
Okay. he kind of looks at you all for a moment and goes, "Who killed Wart then?"
Well, that's what we're trying to get to the bottom of. That giant tentacle face
Yeah,
motherfucker.
Alistair starts
is
hanging
Wart
hanging
friend.
his hand in front of his chin and wiggling his fingers. He's like, some creepy monster, mate.
Oh, yeah, we do not like him. He's scary.
Uh,
My name Grub Grub. Can I sit? I won't run or hurt anyone.
Alistair looks to the rest of the group to see the reaction.
you
I'm
sit.
all right with it.
Harry
Voltar,
nods in
you're in
approval.
charge of Group though.
Hey,
All right,
go pull up a
Al-
chair.
I was gonna say Alistair slides the chair back for him to sit down.
Does he
Okay.
need a booster? Like, can he grab a book off the shelf and like put it on the thing?
He's relatively short, but he's actually okay.
Alright.
But he kind of looks at you all, and he's like still sad, but he just sits there, and he's at this point has grabbed one of the flagons that Durnan put down, and he's like
Harry
sipping
raises
from
a
it,
mug to him.
and he sort of tentatively raises it back to you.
And Harry nods and drinks. Takes a drink.
Can we all cheers? All cheers to Grub Grub.
Grub
No,
grub.
what was his friend's name that died?
Wart.
Wart.
And,
Wart.
and then
Oh, Wart.
Alistair, Alistair's like, yes, and right, and his friend snaps his fingers. What's your friend's name?
Wart.
Wart. And he holds one up.
To the
Award.
dead.
Featherbottom raises his glass.
Grub Grub looks around at you and all in clear appreciation, takes a big gulp, and then bursts into tears and puts his head in his arms on the table, and just quietly sobs eventually after a moment.
Volknar pats him on the back. Tell him it's gonna be okay, buddy.
He's got like a little
Well,
hiccup.
We've all been there.
At
Anyway,
this,
back to you,
Volo.
Volo.
Back to the main quest now.
Volo is looking over Floon and Renair, and he goes, "Renair Neverember, what in the world happened? How did you, Floon? Please tell me what happened after I left the bar." And Floon tells the story from start to finish as he knows it, where Volo could not handle his liquor, clearly, considering how wasted he is at this point, having drank the entire night away with Durnan. But how Renair showed up, basically after Floon left, and he and Renair had a good time gambling, hanging out at the bars. They eventually got jumped leaving a bar by some individuals with a dark flying skinned snake tattoo. These individuals brought them to a warehouse where they were separated. A second group of individuals with known Xanathar tattoos entered the warehouse, fought the other agents of the Zentarum, and left some Kenku in the warehouse while he was whisked away to the sewer hideout. And so Floon basically tells this story that you all have put together from hearing Renair's version of it, Floon's version of it, and you have now been a part of your own version of it as well. And Volo is like begins halfway through feverishly writing down everything that Floon is telling him. And you can tell that he is like taking these notes because these are things about Waterdeep that he wants to chronicle, most likely. Renair is chewing on like a chicken leg and tosses it into the fire eventually. Or he tosses it where the yawning portal is, the well. But you hear the dull thunk and he goes, "Oh, sorry, Durnan, I didn't realize the well was closed." And he's like, "Oh, it's fine, it's fine." And you can see that Durnan's actually leaning over the well, pissing onto it at this point as well. Which is a common thing that happens at the yawning portal. But nonetheless, Volo is going through the process of asking detailed questions of what did things look like, where were you specifically, tell us more about these Zent agents, so on and so forth. Until eventually he looks at the lot of you and goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I nearly forgot. Your reward." And he begins patting his pockets. And you can see he seems a little skint. After a
Oh,
this,
moment,
mate.
I confess that I have but few coins to spare. But never let it be said that Volo reneges on a promise. Yes, allow me to present something far more valuable. And he pulls the piece of parchment out that he temporarily looks at, and you can see a bit of longing and forlorn as he pushes it across the table from him to you all. This is a deed to a remarkable property here in Waterdeep. We'll need a magistrate to witness the transfer of ownership. I will arrange that to happen later today if you would all wish. Especially once you've inspected the estate and deemed it satisfactory. I promise you it is worth far more than, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 600 gold I promised in total.
So you're not going to give us gold? You're going to give us a house?
He sort of winces. And he's like, I'm rather short on that amount of cash at this moment, I'm afraid.
What's the going rate for a house in Waterbury? Or
What's the housing market like,
Waterdeep.
bitch?
Go ahead and roll.
It's probably pretty
Harry would know.
expensive being
Yeah.
Yeah,
sick,
Harry,
probably.
if you want to do a history check, you can go
History.
ahead and do so.
History, yeah. 13.
It's not unusual for locations to go for double or triple that.
All right,
So-
Harry raises his glass in approval and says, "We got ourselves a clubhouse, boys."
Somebody
Alistair
should
looks
like
around
somebody
kind
should
of-
insight check this guy. Just-
Alistair blankly looks around for a minute, and then you see him raise an eyebrow, and he's like, "Well, I guess a house it is." And then takes a drink of his glass.
And sorry, what did Volknar? What did you want to do?
I
I wanted to do a little insight to see if he's
yeah.
how trustworthy he is. I think.
Oh,
Got
Volo
good
in
insight.
particular.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll roll it. Or, oh damn! Roll the 1 again. 7.
Bro,
Seem to believe him.
You
believe
believe him.
him.
You don't see why he would be lying about this. He's wasted. He has no reason to lie to you about this.
All right. Harry would grab the deed that he put on the table and examine it, I guess, to see if it passes his own. Doesn't look like a forgery or anything.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter. I don't want to roll. I believe it, but
Okay.
you just look at it.
Okay.
Be like, I'll hold on to this. until we
And
get
he
it
says,
signed.
absolutely, please do hold on to it. I know that you're staying here at the Yawning Portal. Later this afternoon, does 2 or 3 p.m. work? We can meet at a magistrate's courthouse here in the North Ward or the Trades Ward, whatever works. And Floon actually sort of leans over and whispers something, and he goes, yes, they will do it for cheaper. We will go to Floon's sister. She will help us do this.
We're getting a little tired. I think now is an appropriate time to get this done, Volo.
And they all kind of look at each other, and Floon shrugs and he goes, might as well do it now. I'll owe my sister a favor, but frankly, considering these folks saved me, I think she'd appreciate
Why
this
don't
nonetheless.
how about you show us to the place and have her stop on by and get these things signed, and then we'll rest up for the night, the morning.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna meet at 3 o'clock and check out the place, we should probably if it's sunrise, I'm already gonna assume it's like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. We need 12 hours for a long rest.
I think-
So
might only be 8.
Yeah, I'm keeping track of all the coin too.
So were we long resting at the Yawning Portal or our new house? Which one?
You guys were resting at the Yawning Portal. You've still not had the deed transferred over to you. In regards to the rest, you've done that. Alistair, what would you like to do?
I suppose I am sort of I kind of want to see if anybody is like watching the Yawning Portal. Like I'm kind of doing some counter espionage, if you will. And then also I'm looking around for any other people that are like me, like in the under society, like any other rogue type people. Like if I can see any thieves' cant like written on the walls or graffiti or anything like that.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check, or sorry, a perception check, and then an investigation check.
Perception was a 9.
Okay.
Investigation. 19.
Okay. So in regards to seeing whether or not there's anybody watching the Yawning Portal, so far as you can tell, there is not. There are several different nooks and crannies, rooftops, locations that you've effectively scouted out in a quick walk around the block, for example. None of them appear to have anybody in them at this time. In regards to looking for some things such as thieves' cant, signs of snoopsters in general, let me think. Let's see here. You do find, so next to the yawning portal is Mother Solinka's House of Pleasures. It seems to be some sort of dingy, low-coin fest hall owned by probably halflings, considering the bar stools, from what you can tell. That being said, there are clear signs that in the alley behind it, and you can see there's this typical sort of thieves' cant arrow pointing you in that direction, towards what would be some sort of secret passage.
Interesting. So, secret passage by the whorehouse is what I found.
Is that a
Correct.
euphemism for something?
What's up?
Is that a euphemism for something? Secret
Seems-
passage at the whorehouse?
Yeah, I think it's butt stuff.
Elves, man.
All right.
That's weird stuff.
I guess I'm going to I'm gonna just watch to see if anybody enters or exits it with my time, and that's probably all I'll do, and then go back.
Okay. So as the sun is like beginning to fully come up, you actually do see a group of nobles exit. There's 4 of them. One of them is wearing a pair of antler horns on his head as if it were sort of attached via a hat, and the others all have masks at this point strung around their necks. They've like fallen off, and they're the sort of like masquerade type masks. They're all pretty drunk still. They seem like they had a bit of a rowdy good time, and they're clapping each other on the back.
Okay. All right. Alistair goes to like creep behind them as they're walking down the street.
Okay. As they head north out of the castle ward, they go by the bottom of the castle, which goes through the hillock court. And you've gotten to know some of this area during your time here over the past several days in Waterdeep. And they enter, they cross Waterdeep Way, and you're sort of still keeping your distance on some level, I assume.
Yep.
And they enter the trades ward, crossing the street of the high road. And they begin as if to head towards the city of the dead, but then sort of go into separate homes on Iron Post Street. And you can see that like they live above these buildings, and then you realize that you are in a bit of a guild area. You can clearly see that the Citadel of the Arrow is along this street, and that there are many different Fletcher shops. And so you realize maybe they weren't necessarily nobles, just wealthy merchants or guild members who were on a night out.
Okay. I guess I'll take that and go then.
Okay. Returning to the awning portal to take your
Yeah.
long rest.
Mhm.
Okay. Go ahead and rest up if you haven't already. Everybody else is rested. Harry, did you get your spell or you're all good?
Yep.
Cool. So everybody's rested. It is now mid-afternoon. You would like to head to downstairs, or like what would you like to do?
I guess we would
Yeah.
congregate
When
back at
Harry
the table.
woke up, he would go down for a little breakfast and meet up with the gang.
Okay.
Or actually, I'm sorry. This is gonna be afternoon now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go down for some food and drink and meet up with the gang. We would do.
And so everybody eventually meets back up in the center of the awning portal. There's actually a few patrons who have filtered in at this point. Not many. Durnan is not at the bar at this time, but Bonnie is, the individual who you saw last night. Three Finger, the bard, is sitting at one of the tables, just like randomly strumming his lute. Otherwise, there's not really too many people about. In regards to, oops, sorry, Volknar. In regards to the lot of you, you begin eating. Bonnie serves you gives you your normal meal for employees, gives you a bit of watered down ale, whatever else is required. And after about 15, 20 minutes, Volo shows up. He's clearly very bleary eyed. He might not have actually been to sleep at all in the evening. But Floon and Renair are nowhere with him at this time. And he approaches you all and says, well, it's all settled. We'll just go down to the courthouse and a quick jaunt around the corner. We will. You still have the deed, right? And he points to you, Harry.
Yes, sir.
We'll get that transferred over in the presence of a magistrate, so that Troll Skull Tavern is yours, and then I will shake your hands and tell you thank you. I do believe Floon and Renair will meet us there as well. My understanding is that they've been cleaned up a bit.
Wait, what? We're getting a tavern, not a house?
Yes. Apologies. Did I not make that clear last night? It's the deed to a rundown tavern called Troll Skull Tavern.
Oh, it's even better.
I mean,
Harry opens up his
Alistair crosses his arms.
trench coat and pulls out the deed and starts squinting at it.
Okay.
We name it Patty's Pub.
The deed specifies a location within the North Ward along Troll Skull Alley. And Troll Skull Alley sits between Serdown Street, Delzorin Street, Windborne Way, and Whalegond Way. And it specifies that it sits sort of at the entrance from Serdown Street into Troll Skull Alley. And that it's quite a large area, and that it's actually a multi-purpose space. And you're realizing, Harry, you could do whatever you wanted with it. It is zoned because Waterdeep has weird zoning laws, just as a multi-purpose building. Could be a home, could be apartments, could be a business, whatever you would like.
The above? Question mark.
But it was called Troll Skull Tavern at one point recently.
So it's not it's like abandoned at the moment, like not in use.
Correct.
Yeah, let's go check it out, boys. I think we got to see what we're working with here and figure out if there's some living quarters and what we want to do with it. Get
Let's go
it
check
signed
it
over
out.
to us.
Okay.
Should
Alright.
incorporate.
We'll see if it will suffice.
Volo stands to leave.
I'll stand up.
You gonna lead the way, Volo?
He will, yeah. And so he leaves, beckons you along. You go outside along Lackpurse Lane for a bit and around the corner into basically a magistrate's house looking up at the keep. And so you're on the southern side of Hillock Court, and you are at the Hillock Courthouse. And so standing here, there's a magistrate out front. You can see Floon and Renair waiting for you. And after about a 10-minute ceremony, papers signed, handshakes delivered, everybody's happy. The deed is
How-
yours.
I thought we were going to check it out first.
Oh, you guys wanted to check it out first? My bad.
I mean, let's just.
Fine, we
Yeah,
can just
Let's
take it
just-
and then
no,
go.
we're-
Yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
go.
we're
Let's just
taking it either
take
way.
it.
Now let's
Yeah.
go check it out.
Okay.
Alright. If it sucks, we'll sell it.
There you go.
If it sucks, we'll make it better.
We're
then
gonna,
sell it.
we're gonna plant Grub there and have them bartend while we're gone.
Right.
I was thinking that too.
Like a little gremlin on the bar.
Well, why do you think I gave him a fancy outfit?
He's the butler. All right, let's head over to it.
Grub has not left Volknar, nor I mean he's like sort of bouncing back and forth between Zusanu and Volknar basically, as the two individuals that he is looking up to on some level. You guys trapeze through Waterdeep at this point, and so it's quite a trip up to the North Ward. At least an hour and a half to 2 hours of walking, you would guess. So if you would like to walk, you may do so. If you would like to try to find some sort of public transportation, you may do so. You do know of there are these like carts. They're kind of like old trolleys, basically, like what we would recognize as old-timey trolleys that go through the main thoroughfares of Waterdeep. So there is one that would go up the high road that could take you pretty significantly, like a pretty significant portion of the way to the North Ward, where you believe that this place is to be. Or you can just walk your way there and see what you see in the city.
Are they cheap? This public transportation?
The public transportation can be cheap. Uh,
Because I mean, we just got paid for a mission, so I assume we got a little bit of coin to throw
We didn't
around.
really get paid.
Yeah, we didn't
got
get paid.
in
We got the house instead.
We
got a
got
little
paid
bit
from
up
the
front.
orc though. We got money from the orc, didn't we?
Oh, true.
Yeah, I have about 75 gold.
Okay, so there are drays. These are towering vehicles, and this comes from directly from Volos and Kidron, so he's with you, and he's basically dictating this to you. He believes that they are unique to Waterdeep. Exiles from Lanton in the last century created these, and they are glassed-in carriages with bench seating that provides additional open-air seating on the roof. They're pulled by a team of horses, and so all you have to do is pay a few nibs, which are the names of coppers, so 4 nibs per person, and you can go all the way up to the North Ward, about a block or 2 from where you need to go.
Alright, I'm
So
sold.
dirt cheap.
Yeah. Let's just take it. Why
But,
not?
Harry wants to stop at the North Ward and then walk the rest of the way because he wants to observe his surroundings of his new establishment.
Gotcha. Do you want to stop at the edge of the North Ward, or do you want to stop and get off in the center of the North Ward?
At the edge, like
Okay.
once we hit it, the North Ward. Harry wants to get out at least.
Okay. Cool. So you guys wait for a dray to stop by. One eventually does. Most of you are only able to crowd up onto the rooftop. There's 2 empty seats down below in the glassed-in carriage. If you would like to, you can try to squeeze in. Otherwise, the roof is open. And off you go.
Alright, so we deduct 4 copper from our thing.
Oh,
Yeah, the bones
It's
got
a-
this one.
4 times 6.
Yeah.
Well, I
Four
mean, I
times-
have copper. Or is
Oh,
Penguin paying?
We have the.
Yeah,
Penguin's
just
paying
yeah,
for
all the like I pay for everything all the time essentially.
So do I still have my own money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I will not
Hold on
pay.
to it. If you're on your
Okay.
own, that's what you spend. But when we're grouping it, Penguin pays.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
That's a
'Cause
pretty
It's,
good
it's all
system.
of our money. Like he's the
Yeah.
bank.
Yeah, I'm just the keeper of the coin.
Okay. The dray takes you significantly less time than it would to walk, but it makes pretty frequent stops. We're talking like a trolley, like a street trolley that makes like a stop every 2 or 3 blocks, and it heads up along the high road. You pass along the castle ward on your left, the trades ward on your right, and beyond the trades ward down certain streets such as Seldith Street. You can see the entrance to the City of the Dead, which you know to be a pretty immaculate park / mausoleum at the same time, until eventually at the northern section of the castle ward you come to the entrance of the grand castle market. On the western side, on the left, still on the edge of the castle ward, there is the Great Drunkard, which is a pretty large statue. And I will describe this. Great Drunkard. The walking statue stopped what appears to be a rampage as it approached the market, then fell backward and sat upon a building. And this is a pretty significantly large statue. We're talking 70 feet tall, massive. The statue's huge stone battle axe is half buried, and you can see the half angled upright. And as you sort of round a corner, you can just ever so slightly think you can see like the tip of this thing sticking out. For those of you who have been in Waterdeep for more than 4 days at this point, you know that there's a bunch of these different statues littered around the city. The Sword Maiden, a heavily armored and armed stone statue of an elf maiden with a very long sword. There's the God Catcher, this sort of half collapsed statue with buildings built into the side of it. And actually, I can give you an image of that as well. Who is holding, it's sort of like an Atlas-esque figure who is holding a globe up above its head. going to show a picture of this. So I'm streaming that to you guys again. And so, you can see this in the distance. This is the god catcher in particular. It sort of holds this globe thing above its head, and there are buildings built onto it. But where you are at this time, the closest one would be the Great Drunkard. And as you pass the Great Drunkard and come to the edge of the market, you can also see the god catcher. That's what you see in the distance in particular, sort of like up over the market stalls. And then to the northeast, you can see that sword maiden that I described. And so you come to this intersection, and they call entrance to the North Ward, leaving the Trades Ward, and this is your stop.
Let's all get out.
Harry gets
Oh,
out.
shall we, lads?
Well, let's get out. Yeah, take Grub with me.
He's still on a leash.
No.
Oh, he doesn't need a leash.
He's in fancy nobleman clothes now.
On a
On a
leash.
right?
That would look weird.
Yeah, and we can't have him on a leash. That would look way too weird walking around.
I'm feeling really chummy with Grub.
You let
He's
him
be-
off the leash.
He's a very well-behaved young chap.
We were playing Jag and Dragon chess when we were taking our long rest.
Yeah.
Who has a set? Do any of you even have a set? I was looking at that too.
Yeah,
I do.
I have a set of Dragon chess.
everyone's got it.
I didn't see it in
Don't
your
worry,
inventories
Dragon
though.
Chest.
That's why I was confused.
It is the most popular game in Waterdeep.
Victor should have
Yep.
dice.
Dragon chest.
Yeah, I saw you were proficient with those.
Yeah. Is this image what the little green guy looks like now?
That was the only fancy goblin picture I could find. So
I thought you gave him pajamas.
Yeah.
I was
I
gonna
gave him-
say
I gave
it
him
looks like
fancy
this.
nobleman clothes.
Yeah, we'll figure something
Yeah,
out.
those are both really good.
We can also customize something. You don't have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Lynch is on the artwork. I'm
Yeah,
sure that's
Lynch,
something
if
whipped up.
something strikes your fancy, like,
Yeah.
like I know exactly what a fancy goblin would look like. Knock yourself out.
For some
Alright.
reason, I'm imagining this.
Oh my god.
Like Benjamin Franklin.
I was thinking like Dobby from Harry Potter, but in nice clothes. That's
Yeah.
what I was
That's pretty accurate.
imagining.
Okay, so you are on the edge of the North Ward. What would you like to do?
Harry would be how far away, like how many blocks do we think our place is from here, roughly? Is it far? Is it close? Is the
it's-
north big?
The North Ward is quite large. It is one of the larger wards of the city, probably the second or third largest. That said, Volo describes it as 4 or 5 blocks to the northeast.
So,
Alright.
you know how cities have different like districts? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What would you call this part of the city, the North Ward? As far as like, is it like Chinatown? Where are we?
North Ward. That's the
I
name
mean,
of it.
No, but I mean like, is it
I mean-
like the lower end? Is it a shithole or is it like
Ah.
What's
is it
definitely
nice?
a shithole. The Troll Skull Tavern is in the shithole.
So who are you asking that question of? Are you asking like Volo, or are you asking someone else?
Or what's our perception? I mean, we can look around and
Yeah,
I'm just asking in
the-
general, like if
yeah.
I bet Harry would probably know better than anybody in the group.
Harry would either take in his history of what he has been told of the North, and as well as take a look around to figure out, kind of scale, what kind of like class system we're in.
Gotcha.
Kind of whatever.
So the North Ward is traditionally middle class. That being said, there are plenty of leafy little areas for nicer, effectively like condos or row homes, where people can have nice gardens, maybe even sometimes, combined with local taverns, pubs. It's the sort of place where like soldiers probably live with their families, or the guard, like the city guard, might live with their families. It's the sort of place where a tavern keeper could own their bar and then live in the upstairs of the tavern with their family. But it's the sort of place where they would have the local pub, and they would just make a good solid living out of that. Nothing spectacular, but nothing like in poverty terms. Traditionally speaking, It has taverns and shops to suit a variety of tastes. The tenor of the area tends towards reserved and polite. Most streets are lined with row houses inhabited by families of prosperous people of business, investing, and civic service. They are each wealthy enough to employ a servant or two, or they endeavor to appear as such. Um, At first in the morning, it'll be so silent that you can hear the resident a street over who opens her sash for fresh air and clears her throat. But at this time of day, there's many people moving about, bustling about, going about their business. Um, it's a typical suburban area of a city, is how I would describe it.
Okay. So it's
we-
not.
Not as bad as I was expecting.
Yeah, it's neither. It's neither like we're not in
Little
the hood,
close.
and we're not in like the bougie part of town, so we're in the middle.
All right, so let's
Uh,
head to our place and kind of observe what as we get closer, what kind of I'd want to see like what kind of places are like in the block surrounding where we like once we get closer to really pay attention if there's like another pub or another shops like what's around.
Voltron wants to take a look at the sewers of Waterdeep map that we found and like
Yeah.
know where we're at.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. So it's a little difficult at first with that map, but you are able to determine. So if you look at that, you are probably closest to. Oh, that's annoying. There's not like a thing there. Do you see where SF30 is? Sort of in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
So you're just northwest of that at that big intersection there. Let me see if I
Oh,
can.
right there. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
And
So that's
Waterdeep
where
is
the-
so
is that
big.
where
That's
the-
crazy.
Is that where the north starts, or that's where our pub is?
That's where the north starts. So you
So-
are at the
Yep.
corners of High Road, Traders Way, Bazaar Street, and some side streets into the North Ward in particular.
I assume the yawning portal was like south, right?
The
Near
yawning
closer to
portal
the harbor.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The
Okay.
yawning portal is like in the southern portion of the city. Volo sort of notices you guys looking at this sewers of Waterdeep map, and he goes, "You could buy a real map, you know.
Yeah, we need
The
one.
the
We got
bazaar
one.
is right here."
Well, this one was free.
Harry-
See,
Yeah,
gives
I
him a
know.
wink.
Harry looks kind of like disgusted that he didn't think of this, and walks over and gets a map.
Okay. So like you can buy just a map at a stall in the market. We don't need to roleplay that if you don't want. I will just drop you in the docs and links.
An overworld map. What do we got here?
All you got to do is ask.
Oh, this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you showed us this before session
So
2.
it is going to cost you 3 gold, but this map is magical. And so it's magical in that you can effectively click on one of the dots and actually understand what's there.
So Harry walks over to the stall, grabs the map, motions back to Zeusanus to pay the man, and starts examining, or hands it over to.
What's the name of our bar?
Who are you? VGK. Volknar. It says
Volknar.
on the
Troll,
outside.
Troll Skull Tavern.
Has anyone found it yet?
You
Uh,
can
in the
actually
north.
type in the search bar.
Oh,
What's gonna be there?
It will pull up.
Troll Skull Tavern. I got Troll Skull Alley.
Troll Skull Alley is where Troll Skull Manor is technically located. It might be called Manor as well.
Oh yeah, I think it's called Manor.
My search.
Okay.
Should be a little red dot.
Oh wow, that's nowhere near SF30.
Yeah, the intersection where you're at is the intersection of the market, the high road. You're sort of next to the Fallen Stars fish.
I'll examine this map later. But yeah, let's
Okay.
make our way. Let's go see our spot. Let's head that way. Alright, so find us a road. Find us the road, Volknar. Now that you found it, lead us.
This is really cool.
It looks like we go up the high road. That's a long walk from the market.
Yeah, well, let's take in this. This is our new spot, man. We gotta take in the sights and sounds.
So if you'd like,
I just want to get there.
you can either go along the high road, you could cut in along through Soldown Street, and then north through Waglorn Way. It's up to you guys which way in particular you'd like to go.
Let's just keep it simple. We'll go down the high road.
Okay. Heading down the high road, it's easily one of the busiest streets in Waterdeep. So you are able to walk down the sidewalk, and at first you pass the typical sights that you would see in Waterdeep, the public bathrooms that Waterdeep is known as, allowing it to be denoted as effectively the most civilized of all places along the Sword Coast. The beautiful fountains that sometimes exist in the median of the road, shops, taverns, whatever it is. The high road is in some ways the Champs-Élysées of Waterdeep, cultured, beautiful, wide. It is the biggest road. And it mainly cuts directly through the northward. So at the bottom left of that map, if you're still looking at it, you can actually see what areas of the wards are. And so eventually you come to Delzorin Street, and then you can enter into Troll Skull Alley, into what would effectively be your new home. As you enter into Delzorin Street and then into Troll Skull Alley, there are a few different locations that immediately catch your eye. You walk past Zephyr Post, and its birds of all colors can be seen delivering letters through the upper windows of this sky blue townhouse. To the right of that would be Coralon's Crown, and there's some sort of and Alistair, you in particular recognize both the name and the purpose of this, in that it's an apothecary, and Coralon being the father god, effectively, of all elven type creatures.
Mhm.
And as you enter Troll Skull Alley itself, you can see Tiger's Eye, a sort of tiger face is painted onto a signpost with a looking glass, like a spy glass, and then you see Troll Skull Manor. And Troll Skull Manor has this old, sort of decrepit looking sign out front, which is uh, the picture of a troll skull. And now that you've fought a troll, you know exactly what it looks like. It's pretty accurate, funny enough. And it just has the troll skull. It doesn't even say words on it, doesn't say what it is, just the troll skull. And you realize that this building is probably the reason that the alley itself is called Troll Skull Alley, because the sign sticks out both into the alley where you're coming from, because you're sort of coming up from Delzorin Street into Troll Skull Alley, as well as out into Serdowan Street on the other side. Now you are at the edge of your new building. Let me pull back up Owlbear.
Alright, I'm back. Grub still with us?
Grub
Grub
is
is-
definitely still with you.
He's
Oh,
still
thank God.
living, yes.
I'm
He's
gonna-
not died.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah, let's actually let's take 5. I didn't realize what time it was.
Okay.
Cool. Let's take a break.
Was that 3 sessions before we found ourselves a pet?
Happened quicker than I imagined. And I
Well,
didn't think it was going to be him.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a character where the DM can drop you hints when like
Yeah,
you're
we needed a new
veering
Toby.
off. Yeah.
Veering off. What? We would never do that.
Yeah.
And now that it works out even better now that we're getting a tavern. Now we can just have Grub like run the tavern for us while we're
Yeah,
gone.
that is actually perfect.
Have some like passive
I mean, we
income.
still have to beat him into submission though.
He
I don't
seems
know,
pretty
I think-
submissive already.
Always trying to murder things, Lynch.
I mean, it's the most controversial and shocking, and then it's...
I'm just surprised that you haven't tried to eat him yet.
I actually, when we were sitting at the table, Victor was smelling Zusanu. He was smelling him.
Like deciding if he would
I
make a
wasn't hit
good
by a
meal.
fire attack.
Yeah, yeah. He was like, gonna ask him if he was a chicken, and
a
then
duck.
just kind of sizing him up for like a meal. But
Duck
Victor
is
hungry.
way more of a delicacy than chicken. Get out of here with that chicken bullshit.
well, no, I
Goblin.
mean,
Goblin's a delicacy.
I didn't get the chance to
Zuzu
do it,
would
but
be fucking
that's,
delicious. You gotta wait till I get like hit by a fire attack though. To
Yeah.
be like, hey, what's that I smell?
Zusanu's feathers are singed. Victor
If he ever
becomes get hungry.
loses if he ever loses his arm to a fireball, then you can munch down on it.
I almost went and pickpocketed those guys who I was following during the long rest.
I would have been down for that.
Just gathering intel.
I need to find some animals to collect now too. That I can basically. That is so great that I detect magic and speak with animals basically up at all times.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Because I can cast it at will without a spell slot. So that just means whenever it like runs out, I would just cast
Both
it
of them
again.
though, not
Both
either
of 'em.
or.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's a list of like 10 different things that warlocks can choose as like their invocations, I think they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bunch of them are all about like buffing Eldritch Blast. So maybe by like once I start getting more attacks with that, I can like do crazy damage with it.
I was reading Eldritch Blast. It sounds basically like a Kamehameha wave.
Yeah, beam of crackling energy streaks toward a creature. Yeah.
And it comes right from your hand. You like goes in a straight line.
I was not expecting to get a piece of property.
Right?
Yeah, I was not either.
I mean, it was in the synopsis for the
I didn't read
campaign.
the synopsis.
I didn't even
Well-
know there was a synopsis.
Well, yeah. Well, you were a little bit late to the party, but we had like multiple campaigns to choose from, and
That
that was
part of the description. Getting a house.
yeah.
I remember
you
like getting a headquarters was part of it, but I guess I didn't think of how it happened. I'm definitely gonna rename Eldritch Blast to Kamehameha.
We
And you do one from each hand at the
At 5th level.
Yep.
anyone out of character wanna have any ideas of what we should do with it?
with the bar.
Yeah, like do we try to get like it up and running and like make us money and like hire people and stuff, or do we
I mean-
just keep it as like a secret hideout like that is abandoned?
Well, at
stuff, or if we're gonna
level
be doing various things?
at the next level, Victor will be proficient probably with carpenter tools. So
She
Ooh.
can make us a new sign.
yeah.
He can make us a
Pretty
ton of
tough.
shit, dude. He can like upgrade it for us.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to stay back one day and just fix up the tavern.
Yeah.
Is it like a
No,
montage?
we'd have to leave someone to watch him though. We can't leave him alone with
I mean,
Grub.
oh, we gotta film it. I want to film an
Grub
actual
Grub is the,
montage though.
like,
Who wants to invest?
we can hire some barmaids. We can have Grub Grub.
Yo, what if we turn it into a brothel?
Oh, can Victor be a pimp?
I mean,
I
like-
don't want to bring that shit into the roleplay.
Like
That
I was
was
saying, we
weird.
can keep it like
This is-
abandoned. So, like,
I
it is
still
a true
remember
hideout.
Andy hitting on
That's
my
kinda
friend's
cringe.
husband, and that was weird.
Oh yeah.
Me?
Well, yeah, when you and James were like flirting with each other when you guys were both the Dragonborn. Let's maybe not bring hookers into our D&D experience.
why not?
Oh,
I'm gonna have
Weird.
to go find that episode of whatever that was on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. I can.
That was certainly
like-
one of the episodes.
yeah, it was like it wasn't a short one either.
No, that was great.
Honestly, that sounds awesome.
Well, I mean, we went on a little adventure and we.
Well,
you know,
there was the House of Pleasures that we were just at. We skipped
Yeah.
it twice.
I mean, Volkner's on
It
on
was
a
there.
mission now to find Hooker.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
you
Volkner
go.
wants to know if Grub Grub is a female or a male.
Oh, a good question.
There we go.
Grub Grub is a man. He is a roughly, and you've gathered some of this information just in the chit chat that you've had with him. Ooh, I don't have.
Maybe Volkner
Zeus
swings
in
both ways, so it doesn't matter.
Volkner wants to know how many holes Grub Grub
Ah,
has.
jeez.
Alright,
Ah, jeez.
let's
That's
not
fucked
get
up.
into here.
Let's not get into goblin.
Turn his mic off.
Grub first touches his nostrils like he's like picking his nose. He doesn't seem to understand the question.
What the?
Let's keep it that way, Grub Grub.
Alistair sees this interaction and
Yeah.
pinches the bridge of his nose, looks down, shakes his head.
You are standing outside of a dilapidated-looking tavern that has clearly been abandoned for some time. There's some debris in the yard. There is a bit of refuse lingering about, broken bottles. Some of the windows look kind of smashed, but there is a door. There are several different doors here. Let me point them out to you so that you can see them effectively. The main door is going to be here. This window here is smashed. You could climb through it if you ever wanted to. This window is smashed. This window is not smashed, but there is some sort of door here as well, you believe, but it's not fully clear. Otherwise, welcome to Troll Skull Tavern or Troll Skull Manor. What would you like to do?
Did anyone
Right.
take the mending cantrip by any chance?
Wait, and did I just? Is
None
this
of
a
us.
ending now? Does this have a roof over it where we are, or is this open like a courtyard? Or is
This is an open courtyard actually, and so
Ooh.
let me describe which way goes which. It's actually north facing correctly. So this is like back into the alley,
Is this kind of
whereas
like a
this is a street.
raised structure?
Yes, or
Okay,
sorry, no.
so
This is
we
a
walk
this is a
up.
recessed area.
Okay, so we walk
Down.
down the stairs.
Yeah, and then you go back up, and then this is at street level.
Okay, this is cool.
Yeah, I like that.
It's cool.
We need some patio
Does
furniture.
this place fill up with water when it rains, or are we like on a hill?
So there's like small drains like in the edges of this. So like some of the puddles, like you could like sweep the standing water into one of the drains that clearly go into like the sewer system.
Okay.
This place is kind of a shithole.
Yes, but it's our shithole.
Yeah, we just got a little stick and
TLC.
get this place. Yeah, exactly.
Harry's eager to check it out.
Let's go see inside, boys.
Yeah, let's go check it out. Lead the way, Harry.
Come on, Grub
Harry
Grub.
goes up these stairs and tries to go in the front door.
Oh,
So
front
these
door's
are the
over
front
here.
windows, but you can see
Front
through
window.
them.
Okay, yeah. He
You
pierced through the window.
So you can see through them without issue. The front door is down over here.
Okay. Is this a door or a window on the
It's
north
a window.
side to this side too?
That is a door, actually.
The door. Yeah, Harry wants
That
to
is
go
a
in
door.
that door. With a cool
Okay,
shaped thing.
So you attempt to open that, and it is either locked, but more likely you think it's blocked by heavy something on that side.
Volkner's gonna climb through the broken window like an animal. Start checking it out.
I'm
The
just gonna
window
walk
that-
through the front door like a bird.
Okay. The door is actually locked.
Zeus and Noose. What's
Vol-
his name?
Volo's with us.
Volo! God,
right?
Volo.
Got your
Yell at
keys, mate.
Volo.
Yeah, you got your keys?
He's like, yes, I do have a key, and he like runs over and he like unlocks the door for you. And you can all enter as you wish at this point.
Harry walks by, he holds his hand out as if to say, "Give me the goddamn key."
He hands it right over without issue.
I want to make a motion that we put Harry in charge of like the deed and the key, and he can be in charge of this place.
Yeah, I got the papers with my
Oh.
wizard books.
His name will be on the deed. He's from this town and all.
I
That's
legitimize it.
sure.
Elster's
As
okay
you
with
I
all
was an
that.
old soldier for these guys, so
So you have entered Troll Skull Manor, and what you see is the following: a central tavern room, big, beautiful oak bar that could probably be refinished and used. A lot of the tables and chairs are actually like in decent condition. Cobwebs everywhere, broken bottles, some holes in the floor, a massive, enormous, like twice the size of the troll that you fought, skull above the fire on the mantle. There's a back room to the side door here in this area where the red circle is at this point, where you tried to enter, and that is blocked by boxes. But otherwise, it's a pretty good looking like bar room that just needs a lot of love and care to get it back up to snuff.
Harry cracks his knuckles and says, "Well, boys, let's get to cleaning."
I'm gonna go
Third-
flat,
let's
behind the bar, see if I can find any leftover bottles.
Yeah, Alistair goes behind the bar as well.
Okay.
if Volkner wants
as
to check
you-
out that spot that's still Fog of Ward.
Gotcha. And so you can begin to go back into the back storerooms. They are a storeroom and a kitchen. The kitchen's pretty beat up. It definitely needs maybe the most attention of anywhere within the building. In regards to the storeroom, it's just needs a similar amount of attention. But something strikes you as you walk around. There are no stairs in this area.
Yeah,
Um,
is this like a 2-story house or like there's no bedrooms here?
Grub Grub sits down at the bar and he looks around. He's like, "It's the most beautiful castle ever."
Oh, grub.
Grub, grub.
Um, so Volo goes, "I believe currently the stairs are around out the side," and he sort of like points to you, like to this area.
So how do we get there?
Back outside is my understanding.
So is there
So we should
like
go
is
out.
this a door or right here?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Like there or right
That's
here?
a door. That's a door to the outside. Those are doors to the outside. Yeah.
But that is,
Okay.
but I think that outside doesn't connect to the other outside. Those are buildings like for a while, like a
What
string
is-
of buildings.
what
Yeah, I
is
think
Right.
it's the building next to us. is
That's
what
the
I think that is.
Yeah, okay.
Look,
Well,
good thing
stairs
for
we want to
bird-
get to are right here. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Aerith,
think
we'll just
that's
fly over the building like a zip.
Oh yeah.
We don't gotta go around shit.
Just gonna
Either way.
We
check something.
fly.
We'd want to see the second floor, so
Yeah,
that's what the
Alistair
dwarf's
could
doing.
probably shimmy up to the fireplace.
No need for that, mate.
I mean, or you could just go up the stairs.
Yeah. So it would be those stairs.
We
Do
need
you guys
to put
want
a
to fly, or
fireman
do you
pole.
want to?
No, I was just gonna fly like over the buildings to get to the stairs, and then I would go
Okay.
up them all the way.
Okay. The lot
'Cause
of
we,
you
we
go
get in trouble
upstairs
if we
together.
fly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll all go upstairs.
At this
Okay, so
point,
you all
I
go
would
together.
just exit, and then we would walk around and meet him.
Okay. And Volo has the other key for that as well, because they were traditionally considered two different locations. One was a residence, one was a tavern. In regards to being in trouble for flying, that's really only if you incur the attention of the Griffin Cavalry. And so, like, you could fly a little bit, stretch your wings now and then.
Then yeah, I would probably do that every once in a while.
Harry would request the second key from Volo.
Hands it over.
And then he would
And,
unlock the door and let the birds in first to go scope out the situation.
Let the
Okay.
birds in first.
So let's toss everybody back. Sorry, I should have added you guys to this earlier.
No worries.
You enter this first room, and the first room that you enter is sort of similarly dilapidated, but it's clearly a living room. A few chairs, a mantle, a fire, and then there's a door to the north and a door to the south.
Harry wants to go to that north cylindrical room.
Okay.
I want to.
you
I want to go up to Volo. I want to ask him if he knows like, about
Ooh,
how much
Harry's
of an investment he
making
thinks
his
it's
own.
gonna cost to get this place up and running. Gold
Ah.
wise.
Okay, cool. So I am going, since you asked the question, you get to roll for it. Please roll a 1d8.
Five.
Okay. So Volo answers that he believes it's going to cost you at least 600, 700 gold to get it up and running if you would like to make it a tavern or a bar or something similar as to what it already was, plus furnishings for everything that you would need here. If you want to change it, it'll be maybe more. So, like, he suggests, like, if you want to make it a gambling den or a casino or a brothel of some sort, like, that might be an extra 100 gold on top of it, because you might need to change the layout and knock down some walls.
Casino might be fun.
If you want to make it a skilled profession shop, so like a blacksmith, armorers, tanners, something like that. That might be an extra 100 on top of it to put a forge down in the courtyard.
Oh, we could make it like a
Um,
magic shop, Harry. You could sell all like the extra stuff we find.
Yeah, we can make a can compete with Zoblov.
Yeah, we gotta pick a color.
I will
Alright,
say
so-
this, and this is sort of like out of game. Whatever you guys want to make, I want you guys to have the freedom to choose to do that because I actually got these maps from like a guy online, and I have the underlying map so I can change it, so I can use the outlines, and then like if you wanted to put like a forge in here and have like a blacksmith shop, you could do that. So
Oh,
like
dope.
sky's the limits on this. Don't
Yeah,
hold back.
I am just thinking though that the tavern is probably the
To me, tavern seems
more
pretty
fun, where
on
we can
point.
just come back and have a drink and eat, and
Yeah,
Well,
we
to me,
like-
it
people
seems
come and go.
what
Volknar votes brothel.
Well,
Yeah.
what gets my juices going is that the fact that something could be happening at the tavern that just could get us sidetracked and it could be fun and like we never know what it could be.
Like
Exactly.
people, like random folk could come in and
Yeah,
we can have
exactly.
Alistair set up like a
and it's already set up.
neat,
So I
like, a
think
fence situation
yeah,
or something.
Harry's vote is just to make some money to finance an adventure. So not necessarily.
Anyway, so now that I
Oh,
now that
where's
I know how much gold we might need, I'm gonna ask Harry if he has a piece of parchment and some ink that I could borrow.
Of course I do.
And then I would go up, or I guess I'd go find a desk somewhere, and I would begin writing out a letter to my very wealthy family back
Oh my god.
wherever my mountain people, bird people come
Are you
from.
gonna invest or what?
Let them know that me, my cousin, our new group of compatriots and business partners have just come into a wonderful business opportunity, and we need about 1,000 gold, to get it up and running. But
I'm looking over his shoulder. Are you begging for money right now?
I'm not begging for money. I'm just trying to make the best use of the resources. I didn't bring all. I didn't bring
Another
all the
name for
gold.
begging for money from our parents. No.
Tell him the name is Prestige Worldwide.
Yeah, we're thinking the name for our bar is going to be Prestige Worldwide. We're gonna.
Alistair looks at him writing all this down, shakes his hands like, "You need gold? I can get you gold, mate." Just give him a
I'm
wink.
writing it in Aarakocra, so only my cousin can read it.
All right, fine.
But I'm also saying it out loud as I write, so you know what I'm writing.
Okay. So I assume that you're going to eventually mail this back off to the Aarakocra homeworld.
No, I'm
We're
gonna do
We're
it
gonna bring
right.
it to the
I'm gonna
Zephyr
do it right.
Post.
No, I'm gonna do it right now. So once I'm
Okay.
done writing
You
out
gonna
my
fly it
letter,
yourself, like a carrier pigeon?
you just wait. Just let me do my thing. So I'm gonna go outside, fly up to the roof, and I'm gonna call. I'm gonna look around, try to find a bird.
Okay.
I'm gonna see a bird.
There's plenty of pigeons.
Yeah. Is there anything more reliable than a pigeon?
Make a perception check. Also, I need a persuasion check for the letter itself.
All right. So perception. Ugh. 9 for perception. 18 for persuasion.
So there's a gull. There's some sort of like seagull. If
Nice.
you'd
Yes.
like to. Okay.
I call over the seagull. I'm like, hey, buddy. I wave him down and call him over.
Because you can speak with animals, can't you?
I can speak
Okay.
to every animal.
He kind of he's a pretty dumb bird in comparison to the lot of you, but he flies over nonetheless.
I grab a little piece of creeper. Yes. Grab a bit of creeper and I tie the letter under his dorsal guidance feather. And then I tell him, I look in the eyes and I tell him very clearly, I'm like, I'm from House Featherbottom. Our house is well known to all the different birds of the land. Get this letter to my family at our whenever the place that we live that will come up with a name later. And I let the seagull know that he will be greatly rewarded and they will have so much food. So much food that he won't know what to do with himself. There'll just be food everywhere. And I make sure that I say food as many times as I can to get this seagull to know that if he delivers this letter where it needs to go, he will get food.
Okay. Any idea how far away your family lives from Waterdeep?
Can we see the map again? Like the big map of the land?
Yeah.
Or actually, is that in the Discord?
I think it might be actually. Now you say that.
Yeah, there it is. No, that's the sewers of Waterdeep.
I'm pulling up the Faerun map. Give me a moment, and we can take a look at this. Just have to find the large version.
Side Neverwinter.
Why can't I
The
find
forest? How about in the forest?
It actually is a forest that Aarakocra are generally from, and Volo actually like mentions this in his Caridian or whatever it is that I sent to you guys. Because there is one of the massive statues is called the Hawkman. And so the Hawkman resembles Aarakocra, who are said to live in star mounts in the High Forest. So if the High Forest is somewhat close, just can't see on this map. Oh yeah, it's a solid 200 to 300 miles, I would say.
Glad I didn't trust a pigeon with it.
Yeah,
I,
it's like
I wasn't
300.
expecting like an immediate response. I wanted to get the letter out there. Figured if I'm gonna have a wealthy, noble family background, might as well take advantage of it. See if we can get some funding from mom and pops.
There are more reliable forms of post if you would like to attempt to like pay somebody to bring your letter to the High Forest, but a pigeon is probably not the most effective mode of transport.
What about a seagull? I feel like seagulls, they can travel
Oh.
pretty long ways.
Yeah, you can try to send it with the gull. You can see what happens.
I think I want to do that. That sounds more fun.
Okay, cool. So you tie it onto the seagull and send it on its merry way. Can I just get one perception or persuasion check for that as well?
That was the 19.
No, that was for the letter.
That was for the
Oh,
letter.
that's for the ladder. Okay.
Ooh, only a 12.
The bird kind of looks at you for a moment. Do you have any food on you?
I'm sure I have rations.
Okay.
Right.
It asks for a bit of food up front, but it will be willing to attempt to do this.
Do you have any worms?
So you
Yeah,
go
that's a
pluck
fair
one out
question.
of the ground.
Like it wouldn't be. I feel like it wouldn't be weird for me to have a pouch full of worms.
That's fine.
Wait,
Maybe
Volkron
not
wants
for
to
your
know where
cousin,
Grub Grub is. He noticed
Oh.
Grub Grub is missing.
Let me toss Grub
Oh.
Grub on there.
That's like a you thing, okay?
Okay, and so you send the seagull off with the letter. We'll see if you get a response back in some time.
Yeah, well, that's one source of money we might have coming our way. But Alistair, you mentioned you had another way. You think we might be able to get some money?
You just see Alistair pull out a coin and start flipping around in his fingers. It's like, yeah, I know how to find coin pretty well.
Well, let's hear it.
And then he just kind of looks at him, like, just gives him a blank stare, and he's like, don't worry, I'll find it. Just tell me how much you need.
You heard the man. So it would be about
600 gold.
yeah, probably 700 to be safe. Because I mean, prestige worldwide is going to be. It's got to have to be a real nice tavern.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Harry winks at Alistair and says, if you need any backup, a little mission, let me know.
Volkron wants to keep exploring the place. Is this a door right here?
Yeah, that is a door right there, and it is open if you would like to open it.
Volknar opens it.
And it opens into some sort of central hall off of the living room with a staircase going up on the inside. There's a door to the south as well.
Okay. He's gonna keep exploring. He's gonna check out the thing to the south.
Okay. This is what could be some sort of sitting room, if you would so like. It's kind of unclear, but there's a balcony off of it. And then there's a fireplace, which you can see through into some sort of bedroom. There's also a door to the south.
He's gonna keep going. He's gonna keep checking it out.
Sure. And this would be an office or a bedroom, whatever you would like. This could be there's this is a little silly because I didn't make this map, but there's actually like this is the same as the kitchen downstairs, but it's a bedroom. There's no door there on the southern side of this. This should not be there. But there is a door. Excuse me. There's no other doors in this room.
Okay. Faulkner's already thinking about staking his claim to this room. He's gonna carve his name into the door.
So you sit there with like your axe or a dagger or something, and you
Yeah,
carve
with
your
that.
name onto it.
Yeah, yep. I'm
How-
gonna carve it in with the axe.
How good are you with your letters, Folknar? Like, do you know the alphabet, or is
He can
is
read.
it-
He can read.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Can your K be backwards?
Yes, I can.
Aerith, what were you gonna ask?
so what's in the room I'm in? There's like a stairway.
Yes, there's a stairway heading up. Otherwise, it's a pretty empty sort of like hallway.
I kind of want to head up the stairway.
Okay. And I will switch to the third floor. You enter into.
How many floors do we think there were from the outside?
You know that it has at least 3 full floors plus a bit of a 4th floor, like in the rafters of the building.
Damn, I didn't realize this place was so big.
And so I will toss Aerith up here. So you've coming up those stairs from the southern side, and there are stairs leading up to the north as well, right here. There is a half-open closet on the northern side of this room. There's a door to the east, and then there's a door. There's 2 doors in the east, in the southern portion, and then a southeastern door as well. So 2 doors right
Okay.
here.
So I'll head over here.
Okay.
And I'll open this door. To the south.
Gotcha. Again, another sitting room type room. There's a door to the. There's a door specifically to the west.
Okay. I go through.
Okay, and this is an empty bedroom as well.
This one's mine then. I
mean,
pick up the tossed over stuff and
Okay.
like start to clean the place.
Remember that we're gonna be like remodeling everything too, most likely.
Yep.
Well, we need money first.
Yeah, it'll take a minute.
Not true.
There's another door here as well, Aerith, that leads back out into the area with the staircases.
Is this the door
yeah.
too?
Aerith, what's that room to your south?
Yeah. Let me check that out.
Again, that's another room that looks similar to the rooms downstairs, identical.
And
Yeah,
it
I
also
think
has a,
Bottom would prefer a room next to his cousin, if anyone, no one else wants that room, he'd take it.
no one's even there. Volknar might go up there and claim that room too.
The bottom one for
Can't
you.
claim
the
them
top
all.
one for Grub.
Hey, will you put Grub below? You carve Grub's name right below Volknar's name.
Yeah. me and Grub are gonna bunk up together.
The rest of you, if we go back to the second floor temporarily here.
Harry's doing the circular room. He likes that one.
Gotcha. Would you guys like to explore further upstairs, elsewhere?
I want to go as high as I can.
Yeah, we'll kind of just clear out the place.
Alright, well, how about, is this where Harry is? Is this a doorway right here, or is this a wall to the?
That is a
Yeah, right
doorway. Yeah, that is a doorway.
All right, Harry will take a peek in there.
That is a hallway down to another doorway. And there's a doorway onto the balcony out front as well.
Can we just say that like we moved
to
to
the
the
doorway.
building and clear all the rooms out?
I'll
Yeah,
still
that's
want this room.
Another bunk. All right,
So there's
but
another
Harry's gonna
bunk
hang
here.
out.
Yeah, who's typing so aggressively?
Oh, sorry.
Go easy on the keyboard, man. How did it hurt you?
I think it's just because the mic is close to it.
Okay, so you wanted to clear out some of these other rooms up on like the third floor and stuff.
Yes, I
Yeah.
would just. The rest of us would go through and we would check out all the.
We're
remaining
fanning out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you clear out the fourth floor and then you go up into the rafters. And this is actually where things get a little interesting. I'm gonna toss you guys up on the
Now
fourth
we rushed
floor.
through it now that we were
Okay.
supposed to go slow.
Oh, we
Uh,
gotta
let me
re-
just-
Volknar's done claiming, carving his name.
Do we
There's
have
some,
to remove homeless
There's some
people?
ghosts. Yeah.
Well, you arrive on the fourth floor, and I will remove this so that you are in this space here. And I'll have Grub is downstairs at the bar still at this point. He's like clearly he's just like in awe of everything. He's like looking at the troll skull. Oh, can I get sorry, Zusanu, I need to add your guy again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let me throw him down.
And what about what's his face, the guy who gave us that?
Volo's downstairs as well. He's letting you explore. So you are in the roof, like the attic space, and the attic space is like significantly smaller. And so I'm gonna reveal a bunch of things, but they are not. Are they rooms here? That one is maybe. No. So I'm gonna reveal all these things. None of those are rooms.
Just wide open.
Yeah, they're like that's where the roof actually is. So it's just to the north and just to the south are 2 rooms.
All right, let's go in the.
This is all just roof.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a drawing tool.
Yeah, that's all roof though.
All right.
and-
Well, let's just go north. Check out the
When
north
I-
room.
When I remake these maps, I will make actual roofs on them. So it will look better as well. Unless you guys are like, we want an extra room on the 4th floor or whatever, you can do that. So
I don't.
I mean,
think, I don't. Well, I don't see us getting too picky with this place
Yeah.
personally. But
Is there no basement?
there is a basement.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
go check it out.
This place just seems to get larger and larger.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
place is
Plenty
huge.
of. I'm sure the basement has plenty of rats.
Okay. So in this
Plenty,
room,
plenty of rats to eat. Yeah. Tasty.
All right, check out the fireplace.
this room there is literally nothing except for an empty
Oh.
fireplace. Although you notice that in
how
the
many
dust,
fucking chimneys this place got?
it's got a bunch.
One
It's
that
got a-
goes straight up. I'm sure. Oh
mean-
no, there's one over there. Yeah.
It's not like they have central heating or like.
pretty warm in Waterdeep most of the time.
It's central
winters-
chimneying though.
But so this
Alright.
room, you do notice one thing, and in the dust of the floor as you enter, Harry, and you all notice this quite quickly. There are little swirls, and so there's like as if little tornadoes would move the dust and then drop it, and like little dust tornado dusters, and then drop them. And the
Like
dust is all pretty thick. Yes,
Oh.
and it's like here.
Yeah.
But it's like random and it's simultaneously happening in different areas of the room. And as you is everybody going into this room?
Uh,
I'll take a peek. Who's the smartest one here? I want to ask if there's if some sort of animal makes
do I
those
sense?
tracks.
Do I sense any magic?
You do not sense any magic.
Can I ask if those are like animal tracks? Like a snake did it or something?
Oh, they're like little. It's like actively happening.
It will
Oh,
actively
yeah.
happen like randomly now and then, but you'll also see the fallout of it pretty consistently. So like
Oh.
it happens maybe like 4 or 5 times while you're in the room.
Volknar is a little suspicious.
I think we might be haunted, boys.
What Volo would say about this?
Right? And Volknar wants to take his axe and attack a dust cloud.
Okay, make an attack roll.
I don't understand it. I'm going to attack it.
Well, where's the attack roll?
To hit.
Oh, okay, okay.
Take an
Action.
action and then go to your weapon.
Okay. You swing through the little dustbuster, and you actually cause some of the dust to scatter. And as you do so, you hear, "Leave my tavern," and a figure, a sort of figure, rushes past you all and through the chimney and across Alistair and behind his back.
So like into this other room.
Where'd he go? This is
What
mine.
was that?
This is
What the
ours.
f-
Why is he talking about this is his tavern?
You guys
Yeah.
see that? And Alistair
guys see
goes
that
to open the
ghost
door
Harry?
over here.
Harry
Vol-
rushes to follow, so he goes back through the door.
Volter insists that Harry show him the paper that we own the tavern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harry
Or
says,
So
is
"Hey,
this
I
come
will-
back!" Waving the deed as he runs into the room.
Okay. So as you enter this room, a ghostly figure sort of materializes, and you can see there were wisps happening in this room as well. The sort of wisps that you had seen beforehand, and they materialize into this ghostly figure. And you can see that it rushes over to one of the boxes and just turns it over, and it's like moving the lid and like moving the dust around inside, but because there's nothing inside at this point, there's nothing for it to pick up and move. But then it does the same. It rushes over to these boxes, and you can see the swirls of wind behind us as it does so. And then it rushes past you all again, knocking Zusnu, your hat off your head and into the other room.
I quack in surprise and reach out to grab my hat before it falls.
Quack and surprise.
What is
Volter
this guy?
chuckles.
I've had enough of these games.
Gotta
Harry's
get
gonna
this
run
thing out of
over.
here.
Harry's gonna run over to the other room and cast sleep.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Go ahead and roll it.
Let me find it because I just added it. Let me see.
Damn, you have a shitload of spells now.
Yeah, I got a bunch. I can't find it.
I don't want to
just
look, because
added
I'm
it.
never gonna have that many as Alistair.
I just
Oh,
got off
God.
a freaking campaign of not like casting any, so. Uh-oh. What is this?
Oh, dude, you're gonna be a beast.
Picked wizard for a reason, man.
I know. I'm sorry. I can't
You're
find
good.
it. Oh, there it
I
is.
think it's
Oh, it's not a thing. It's I have to. Oh, okay. I don't have to roll the hit. I have to roll.
hit dies, right?
Five. No, it's 5d8
Something get
to
his
get hit
HP.
points.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then that's how many targets. So, I mean, it's only one target. So I don't know if I have to roll, or if I don't roll enough HP, does it not affect him? Is that what it would be?
That's
Basically.
the idea. Yeah.
Okay. So it's 5d8. D8. 1, 2,
Max of
3,
40
4,
HP.
5. Let's go. 16.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so you cast the spell, and it seems to fall around the creature, and the creature just kind of like the ghastly half-elven spirit, and you can tell that it's half-elven by its features. It just sort of like ignores you and continues like going around, moving the dust.
Ah. Come on, guys. I need some help here.
Are these? Would I be able to get out these windows? Would I fit through these windows?
Yeah, you could open one of the windows and climb out.
Yeah, I want to fly down and ask Volo about this ghost guy
Okay.
while Harry chases him around.
And Volo, mind you, is actually in that courtyard still. Like he's like down here, or he's like out front. So
Yeah,
you can
so I would-
absolutely just fly right down.
Yeah, just like flap down.
And he's like, oh, a ghost. Can I come see?
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
I'm writing a book on spirits, ghasts, and poltergeists of all types. So I would, it's going to rival my monster book. And he's like he's just like absolutely beside himself. So he like begins like running up the stairs.
I fly back up. I'm like, well, Volo's coming, but he's a little overstimulated, as it were.
Good.
We'll see how this plays out.
and he makes it up, and he's like, "Oh my goodness! Can you hear me, good sir?" And the creature at this point actually nods. Oh, excellent, excellent. And he looks at the lot of you, and he's like, "You've not heard him, have you?" He's like getting parchment and pen out.
Oh, yet.
Oh, if I could, I would ask that you do not hurt him. I would very much like to study him. Would that be okay? And he looks at the poltergeist, who's ignoring him at this point, making more like dust swirls.
Oh, it depends, Volo. How much are you willing to pay for the
He
privilege
doesn't
of?
have any money.
He does have money.
He just gave us this tavern because he
You
doesn't
might
have
have
any
another
money.
house.
He gave us his tavern because he didn't want to give us the money he had left. So he has money. We just took the tavern instead of the money. It was either take the tavern or take 600 gold. So
No,
he
it
has
was
at
not.
least 600
No,
gold.
no,
That
he
wasn't it at
didn't have
all.
that much.
That was not it at all. You must have went for a walk or something.
But it was take the tavern or take some gold.
Burn.
Yeah.
He said he barely had any gold, so he gave us the tavern.
I'm almost 100% certain that you offered us like gold too. It was like, well, I have this much gold on me, or you
Yeah,
can take.
I
the
don't think
deed.
it was a lot. I think it was like minuscule.
Yeah, he does not have a lot of gold on him, and so he kind of looks at you, in particular, and he's like, I can, how's this? I will pay you a research fee of 5 gold to study this poltergeist."
Or instead, Volo, do you think you'd be able to keep this poltergeist under control? Make sure he doesn't, get
Hey,
out
what?
of hand.
Harry wants to ask Volo if he knows if these types of creatures are scared of anything in particular,
Oh,
like if they
well,
have a fear of anything per se.
and he's like looking between the two of you, had both questions.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're scared of anything, and I mean, you hadn't seen him until you were here, so maybe he'll just stay up here. But I could study him for a few days and maybe determine how to help you with this creature.
I think that's a good idea.
Volknar asks, is there any way to kill the creature?
Well, I mean, let's
we
not
can kill
get
it.
rid of maybe our main attraction at our new tavern.
Well, he just wants to know.
I wanted to talk to him, but he seems to just keep running away.
Does seem to understand you on some level, but besides that one vocal noise that you heard that first time, he has not made another sound.
And he's Elven. Do we have any Alistair?
What's up, mate?
This guy's an elf, I think. Try to see if you can get him to come talk to us. Talk to him in Elvish or something.
Alistair says hello in Elvish.
Only we mean him no harm.
He only says hello in Elvish.
Okay, you say hello in Elvish, and the character, the poltergeist, like waves at you.
Well, he seems to respond. He understands Elvish.
Ask him his name.
Alistair asks him his name in Elvish.
Okay, and he turns away from you, goes to the window, and writes in the dust on the window, like the dust and the grime, L-I-F. Lif.
That
His
mean
name is
anything,
Liv.
Elf boy?
And Alistair says this to the group.
Do we just gonna let him be, or do you want me to dispose of this guy?
Say we let Volo, see what he can find out.
Yeah, he wants to research him. All right.
Alistair looks back and says, he seems pretty harmless for now.
Leave the undead spirit alone.
Ask him if he
Volo
wants anything.
says that he'll be willing to try to help advertise the tavern in exchange for his ability to study the creature as well.
Alright,
There you
then
go.
let's-
Sounds like a win-win to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but tell the guy so Harry wants to tell Alistair to relay a message to this dude in Elvish that this is our tavern now, and we're gonna let him chill up here for a while, but we're gonna go downstairs and you know what I
Right.
mean? I don't know. Tell him what you want, but tell him we're moving in and he's welcome to stay
Yeah.
in the attic.
Alistair
we don't know if
says,
he's menacing or not.
Alistair says in Elvish, this place is safe. Be wary of the rest of the living. That's all he says.
He sort of nods, but then shrugs and continues making dust swirls.
All right. Harry shrugs and I guess heads back downstairs.
There's,
Okay.
there's still stuff to
Yeah.
explore
What
down here.
are
Up here.
what are
So we
the
have a
ghost
ghost pet
rules?
and we have a goblin pet. Good job,
Yeah.
boys.
Do we have to like
What?
find his body and burn it like in Supernatural?
It's assaulted and burn it.
Yeah.
Our cleric
whatever the
friend
guy's
could make
name
quick
is.
work of this ghost if he wanted.
Yeah, while you guys explore the rest of the tavern, I'm gonna use my wings and I'm gonna make dust devils with the ghost upstairs.
Okay. What would you guys like to do now that you have this tavern?
Well, I think we should have a little montage of some sweeping and putting some
I think
tables back together.
Can I
I th-
retcon that I brought 6 bottles of wine from the bar with us, so that we can like cheers our new tavern?
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah, so instead of playing with the ghost, reach in my pack, pull out 6 corked bottles of whatever we were drinking at the tavern, hand them out and raise the glass. Be like, all right, boys, we got ourselves a tavern here. To prestige worldwide.
Cheers.
Prestige worldwide.
Rub grub.
And
We need to
Prestige
to grow
7 bottles. I
worldwide.
brought
into
7
the
bottles
creepy
with me.
ghost upstairs.
and at this, you actually see one of the stools that's like on its side get lifted back up upright.
Oh hell yeah!
Liv?
Is it ghostly?
And suddenly a bunch of the stools like start getting lifted upright into their right places, and they're like tucked under the tables, and they look a little nicer.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
we played that the best way.
It looks like
Like that-
we got ghosts
Yeah.
to do our work for
It's
us.
gonna be like the scene in Beetlejuice where they're dancing to the song, and floating in the air.
Featherbottom cheers out for Liff as he sees him start cleaning up the tavern.
Okay, and so what would you guys like to happen? I think in terms of like game time, I think it makes sense to say like if you want something to happen across like the version of a week, which would be a 10-day, like we'll play things out in those time chunks. But if there are downtime things that you want to happen, like I don't know, Alistair, if you want to do one of the many downtime things, such as crime, like you can go do that. Or if the group wants to say like 3 of us spend, these 3 spend time at the bar and we split it with these other ones, and you know what I mean? Like we can split things up. You guys can go do things. You can repair the bar. You can talk to people, role play. You can even like I will be interjecting at certain times as well with like people are going to come to your tavern and talk to you. But maybe think about these things individually. Is there anything immediately that you would like to do, however?
I
Think-
want to go buy potions.
I think I want to also like have the group like try to work on collectively like cleaning up the place.
Yeah, I think I want to find somebody who can fix the glass as fast as possible. I don't want someone able to just hop in through the window.
Like I think the first like thing we should do is clean it up and then secure it. Make sure that no one can like sneak in. Like that's
then,
Alistair's main concern. Like
then
he's-
everyone
he's-
settles into a room, right? Like
Yeah,
we
he wants
kind
he
of
wants to
settle
make
up
sure
our own spot.
he wants to make sure that like no one can like infiltrate the place very easily. Being a sneaky person himself, he wants to make it sneaky person proof. And
Oh,
he's
so he's in
also
a
very
tavern.
paranoid of being followed and watched, so he's keeping an eye out for
and-
people.
Yeah, until we get those windows either boarded up or like get new glass, it's like easy for someone to just hop in.
Yeah. Well, I'd say so that we're all agreeing that we all want to clean up the bar, right? That's
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
Well,
Clean- gonna
Speaking
clean
of
up,
bar, I
Victor-
saw there was
Victor's
one
gonna
fog of war
pull
thing
out
at the
half
top
a
of the
rat
tower.
and eat it. Or, like cook it. He's gonna cook it. He's gonna cook it and then eat it. Like he skewers it like through the mouth and then holding it over like a fire.
And what was in the 3rd level of
Rotates
like
it.
this? There was like one fog of war area that I saw that we didn't clear out on the 3rd level. Third or
Sorry,
fourth
my
level.
bad. Let me just go back and I'll show you.
above Harry's room.
Yeah.
Oh, it was on the 4th level. It's just another like attic space that's basically identical to the one right there that you can see.
Okay. And it's like a tower setup.
Mhm.
Featherbottom
is-
might like having like a tower type room.
An airy?
Yeah.
Harry's got the second floor circle.
So it
I
actually
definitely want my room to be
is-
on the top floor.
Harry's gonna set up a desk with his like wizard books and quills and looking out the windows with a little bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take the top of the tower. You sure you don't want the top of the tower, Harry? You are the wizard.
Yeah, I want second floor.
Okay.
I want to be able to like hear some gossip below. If I want to. I'm gonna like drill a peephole in my floor to listen into the guests below.
That was the other thing too. Alistair was gonna check the place for hidden compartments, and then if he doesn't find any, he's gonna make his own.
Okay. So the one thing that you have not explored would be the cellar, and that was back behind the bar. And so I'll just
Yeah.
reveal that really quick.
That's Gob Gob's room.
Grub grub.
Grub's.
Okay. Grub Grub would actually feel quite at home down in the cellar here.
We're gonna
Um,
clean it up.
No,
he-
leave it as it is.
No,
He-
it's part of the clean.
Oh, we can clean it for Grub Grub.
We gotta ask
He-
if Grub Grub wants it clean, or if he wants to live in filth. He's a goblin.
I mean, the moment he walks down here, he is enthralled with the location.
It's all.
So
Harry wants to give it to Grub.
Yeah, he can do with his space as he pleases.
okay.
Clean, not
And if
Victor's
he
clean.
needs
happy
any
he did
help-
not carve Grub Grub into the name, into the door.
Um,
Well, you
in
should
regard,
carve it out and bring it down here and put it on the wall for him.
He will carve Grub Grub into the cellar for Grub Grub.
Yeah, I have a DM question about warlock spells.
yeah.
I remember with druid, if I think it was a short or a long rest, I could like switch the spells that I had like available to me. Can I do that as a warlock too?
That's the prepared spells.
Yeah. So
think
with
it's
a
a short rest.
warlock, so the warlock's a little tricky though, because I think you only know a certain number of spells.
Yeah.
I feel like most other casters are just like once you pick it, that's it. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I didn't know if that was the case for warlock or not.
I think cleric and druid were unique in that way.
Yeah, I think that's right. So cleric and druid are, I'm pretty sure, unique in that way. So yeah,
Okay.
it says spells known column of the warlock table shows when you learn more warlock spells of your choice of first level or higher. When you gain levels in the class, you can choose one of the spells you know and replace it with another spell, but not
Okay.
during rests.
Okay.
It's a permanent thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I have an unseen servant spell that I didn't pick. That seems like it would be pretty perfect for getting a bar back in shape.
It's
Well,
unfortunate.
maybe you can, when you level up and learn a spell, you can replace it.
I'll just use my mage hand in the meantime.
There you go. How big and heavy is the troll skull? Did you say?
Oh, it's like massive. It's probably as big as your entire torso.
Oh boy. I'm just wondering. Maybe I'll bring it to the group and say, do we want to ceremoniously destroy this thing, or are we gonna keep the essence
Fuck
of
no.
the bar?
Oh, we
Alistair
gotta
says.
keep it. Fuck that.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
fresh start.
Yeah, we tell
Beginning,
everyone that
man.
comes in that we
Prestige
killed it.
worldwide, not this dingy troll skull.
And Alistair would have asked Volo the tale of that troll skull and if he was actually involved or how he got it.
How did Volo come across this deed anyway?
So Volo won it in a game of cards from some individuals who had attempted to turn it into a tavern and then wanted to offload it because they knew that there was a ghost in there. And Volo learned that there was a ghost in there, and he wanted it because he wanted to research the ghost, and he had kind of forgotten about it, and then realized he could give it to you as a form of payment, and then remembered when you reminded him effectively that there was some sort of haunting in this building.
Yeah. Is he still with us?
Yep, he's still in the tavern with you if you'd like.
Yeah, Harry just wants to make sure Volo knows that he's keeping track of how many strikes of like not being able to pay us, first telling us it's a house when really it's a bar, forgetting to tell us it's a ghost. Like things are
I mean,
starting to
it is
add up.
technically a house, man. Like, this place is
Yeah.
huge.
I'm just saying, he's deceived us a couple times. I'm keeping track. Not on the shit list yet, but he's getting there.
And Alistair would ask
Yeah.
about the skull. He's like, "Did you kill this thing, mate?"
And he kind of looks crestfallen at. So you said all that Harry, right? To
Yeah, I
Volo?
was listing
Okay.
off a few discrepancies.
And he's like apologetic, and he's basically saying like, "Oh, I promise I did not mean to wrong any of you, and you have helped me and Floon so much. I look, people will come by tomorrow. They will begin offering their services. I will get in touch with guilds. The guilds will come by. They will begin to help you remake the bar into a fine establishment. I cannot finance that. I apologize, but and he says to you, Alistair, no. I would never have been able to kill such a terrifying creature. My friend Elminster may have. I can ask him. He could stop by as well.
What does he do exactly?
Oh, you don't know of Elminster, Harry? If you would like, you can roll a history check. I think everybody else probably would not have
I
heard
would
of this
love
character.
to. And while I'm rolling that, I would respond to his thing to Harry and say, no, Volo, you've been a very good asset and ally to us thus far. You're just, no, on thin ice, buddy. You seem to be a little deceptive. Let's keep it together, all right?
And you
And my
rolled
history
a.
check. Oh, what? That's a 13. No, it's a 9.
So that is a 9, my friend.
I know, but if you saw my dice, it's a 13 plus 4, but give me the 5. So 9.
Um, you have not heard of Elminster, and so he says
Elminster.
to
Okay.
you, Elminster is a mage here in Waterdeep."
Ooh, a mage. Is that similar to a wizard?
Yeah.
I'd very much like to meet this man.
How's this, Harold? I can bring Elminster by as well at some point within the next 10 day, if he has the time, and if not, I will attempt to bring him by at some other point. And maybe the two of you can speak of the arcane.
I would like that very much.
Excellent. And you can see that he's like trying to make right by you.
Yeah. Harry nods in approval. He appreciates the effort.
Okay, montage time.
Yeah,
Montage.
let's clean up the bar, get rid of some cobwebs, settle into
Okay.
our beds, our
Okay.
Grub,
rooms.
grub, grub just moves the filth into a bigger pile and lays in it.
Sounds pretty accurate for Grub Grub. I think at this point, this is probably a good stopping point. Um, I think next session we'll pick it up the day after. The guilds will begin to come by. I think individually as characters, you should think about any downtime activities that you may want to do either in Troll Skull Alley, in Waterdeep, especially now that you have the map. Like you could, theoretically be sitting around the bar in the evening looking at the map. Think about what your characters might want. Think about what you might want as adventurers and what you would like to do next.
Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna look through that map and see what things come up.
Yeah, look around like where we are.
Yeah. No, well, obviously, Featherbottom wants to go find a potion shop.
I mean, I have 2 potions on me. I'm thinking of just in general. I think we need more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think Harry. Yeah. Well, I'm
how
gonna
much do we think a
find a
potion runs? Money
About
wise.
50 gold each.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
expensive.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we get for not having healers, though.
We have me.
Wizards don't even get good berry. I tried to look
Yeah.
that up.
I mean, if we're gonna have you as our healer, that means that you're gonna have to save your spell slot for healing. Then.
That's a little annoying, but I'll do it.
You'll get more as we level up anyway. You'll get more spell slots.
Alistair's gonna go on some recon mission. I'm sure.
I was already sizing up some people to rob.
Oh, dude, I'm looking around.
Hey,
Dude,
Ross is
there's
going to the brothel.
there's a lot of noble villas, which you know you can steal
yeah.
a lot there.
I could be a burglar in the night.
Oh, but do we really want to steal so close to our?
Yeah,
That's
you
what I
want to
was
go to a
thinking.
different district, bro.
I
Please
might
to
go
the
back
south
where we
side.
started. Like I was already scouting those guys, and I found that secret passage or whatever.
Oh, Harry wants to go on a nightly mission to just go mess up some Xanathar. Anathar. and
Where's
Tavagna.
our
Just
tavern on the
mug 'em
map?
in a Macrocran.
It's near the top right, kinda. in the
Yeah,
middle.
it's top right.
I'm
It's
looking
a
at like
red-
Tower
it's a red
March,
circle.
Understaff Way.
It's
It's-
only a red circle if you type. Oh, never mind.
Well, you can type it
You
in.
can search for it. Yeah.
You can
Bell's
type in
Orange
Troll
Street.
Skull.
It's
It's Sheridan Street and Delzorn Street.
Yeah.
I see both of those.
It's in
So
between
where am I
those.
looking? Oh, okay. It's
the
Troll
alley
Skull
where-
Manor. I see it. Okay.
yeah. That's our spot. So the whole inside is the alley, right?
Yeah, and actually, I can give you another map. Give you the second map of the actual alley itself, because that does exist. So you should have it. And the only other thing is, if there's something in particular that you don't know if your character might actually be able to do, but you might want them to try to do it, like feel free to just shoot me a message and ask a question about it. This is Troll Skull Alley. Your building is the one with the circular spire on it.
So is there I'll just ask it now, is for like spell books with wizards, or so to speak, or scrolls, right? Does it have to, like, can my wizard character, like, if he buys or finds scrolls of stuff that isn't necessarily wizard stuff, can he still learn it or attempt to learn it at, in a way? Or how does it work that way?
So it's got to
You-
be from
know.
the wizard spell list.
Okay, it does have to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you could. So the one thing about scrolls is you could use it even if it's not from your spell list.
Just a one-time deal.
Right. The scroll would be the one-time thing, right?
Correct. But you can't scribe it into your spell book if it's not in your list.
Okay.
Can we like apprentice with people? Like if I wanted my character to learn how to like make potions on his own,
Yes,
can
absolutely.
I like
But
go to Corellin's Crown with Lala Lefelier?
that is so there is a specific set of rules for that in terms of like apprenticing and or training in a skill, and the answer is absolutely. You would need to talk to Corellin, the owner of Corellin's Crown, and see if they wanted to take on an apprentice. But yeah.
That might might help us with our expensive potion problem at least.
Yeah.
And Victor, you said you were going to be proficient in carpentry.
It's an option. Yeah.
Maybe Volknar does like blacksmithing or something. Learns how to like make this sweet gear.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, you'd have to
Too
learn.
dumb.
I saw. I don't know if this is still a thing, but Zeus Snooze has cooking utensils. Like, do you know how to cook?
I think the only tools I'm proficient in is the dragon chest set. So I'd have to like learn how to cook. But I feel like learning potions is more important, unless someone else wants to learn potions and I can be the chef. I think Grub wants to learn how to be a chef.
Grub will be our chef.
I think he's gonna be the
chili down in the basement.
he's gonna wear many hats, Grub.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I got him out of that box.
Yeah,
Left
that
him
was
there to
definitely
die
the
and
best.
then
That was the best
save.
thing we've done so far this game is rescue Grub.
I think putting him in the swaddle was the first step in the right direction.
Definitely.
Surprised how
We really rescued him from
passive this group has
ourselves.
been so far, and not just killing everything we see so far.
Yeah, I'm surprised VGK hasn't murdered everything we've come across.
What? Yeah. What?
I'm
This
happily
point-
surprised.
This
I was
point in
a
our
little
first
worried you were
game-
going to be a little too murder hobo-y.